What's up? Yes. Yes, yes. Don't think I do, but yes. Whew. What's up, y'all? Take a moment, share the broadcast. What up, Aunt Tanizzle? How is everybody today? How y'all feeling today? Take a moment, share the broadcast. Oh, yeah, yeah. How y'all feeling this morning? Should that be a special? What's up, Tom?
Oh, you can feel the heat when you walk in.
It's like the Serengeti.
I know, right?
I don't even know what the Serengeti really is.
What up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Chicken and waffles basket, a next level combo.
All right, y'all ready?
Waffle
Let's get this
fries
thing
and
cracking.
syrup, only at your DQ. Happy tastes good.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Ryan off to a 22-minute start.
All right.
95th Street to downtown outbound just fine. As you make your way along to the Airman Memorial Artificial Tour, right now you're moving along at full speed. Lakeshore Drive at Hollywood and Monroe, 18 minutes. That's mainly due to an earlier accident at Wilson. Elsewhere on the drive.
What's up, y'all? Take a moment to shut the
Stevenson
broadcast.
right now, we're looking at just about a 46-minute trip from I-355 to the drive. Outbound, no problems there.
What up, Melvin? What up, Verdella? What up, Bueller?
From Thorndale to the Jane Byrne interchange, outbound.
What up, Denise Russell?
That's a look at traffic. I'm in Illinois, 1690 WVON.
The views expressed on our programs are not necessarily
No,
those of
get out of here. What up,
WVON,
Chess, etc.
Broadcasting
What up,
Corporation,
Felicia
or
Gatewood?
participating sponsors.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON.
What up, Ken Bennett? What up, Harold? What up, Erica? What up, Alden? What up, Alice? What up?
Rise and shine. Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show. Wake up.
All right, y'all, let's get ready to take this thing to the next level. It's the WVON Morning Show. Man, Howard University, I'd be salty if I was y'all. They want to turn y'all school into a dog park. What's up with that? Ain't that white folks crazy, ain't they? Like, man, you can't, how long, y'all? Whoa. What up, Tony Romero? What up, Diane? What up, Felicia? What up, cousin? What up, Blake Turner? What up, Deborah? Yes, it says buy black. Black Mall. Send me a t-shirt, I'll rock it. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me, you know what? It is my co-host, Todd Stroger. Todd, how you feeling this morning, man? How you feeling? I see you got your...
I'm full of Easter joy.
You're full of Easter joy. Did you dye eggs?
No, we didn't dye eggs, but my wife
Did-
did cook some eggs, so maybe she was doing something and I wasn't paying attention.
So she didn't. You know what? The Easter eggs. Did you know what? Did you dye them and eat them, or did you just like to dye them when you were a kid?
No, I would eat them.
You ate them?
Yeah, I'm no fool.
You know what? I would think about by the time them eggs got boiled and moved around so many times, I used to be like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna die and they look pretty.
Being all cautious.
Oh yeah, nah, nope. I'm not eating. I seen y'all drop them eggs a couple times. Hey, but it is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. That's my man Ty Stroger. Hey y'all, it is the day after Easter, and it seems like the whole flight crew is back in the building. So let's start by saying what's up to Annette Flournoy, who's in the newsroom. Annette, how you feeling this morning?
I'm the youngest of 4, and I would always dye 1 or 2 uncooked eggs and put them in the batch with the rest of them,
Ooh.
so that a lucky person can grab one, crack it, and be like, oh.
Did you get a beating?
Oh, absolutely not. It was always like, why did you do that? But then it was funny because it's like, what?
Oh yeah, unless you the person with
And
your
it was
brand
like
new.
the prettiest egg. It was the prettiest color with sprinkles and sparkles and all of that. So I knew it was always going to get picked.
Nice, see, and then
That's
that's
clever. I'll have to say that.
that's clever until you're the person in your Easter
So you're
suit,
the one who gets it.
and then you're like, I gotta, you know how you get some on your clothes, on your clean clothes. You're like, Dad, I can't even wear this again now. Oh, it's the WVON Morning Show. Annette with the raw egg in the basket trick, giving all the kids the ideas for next week. I mean, for next year. Next year, parents be
Don't take
aware.
my bad example.
You know what? It's too late. You have put it in the universe. Somebody is like, that is genius. All right, speaking of genius, I gotta say what's up to the musical genius. She is back in the studio. One half of the Wonder Twins, Miss Sonia Escobar, who, Sonia, you know what? You're going to have to tell us a little bit about that trip you were on, because you went on a Black College HBCU tour. Talk to us. Well, welcome back, first of all.
Thank you. Good
Yeah.
morning,
We missed you.
everybody. I missed
Welcome
you
back.
guys. You know what? The trip was excellent.
So what did you do? Where'd you go? Talk to us. What
Well, you
schools
know
did you
what?
visit?
I took my students to Grambling, Southern Texas, Philander, Arkansas, Pine Bluff.
UAPB.
And I just got to tell you, the Beyonce Homecoming on Netflix dropped that Tuesday or Wednesday, and the world stopped. The
Wow.
world stopped. And at first I was like, oh, okay, Beyonce. But the history and the culture of the HBCUs, everybody needs to watch this. Just if that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, I got a lot of enjoyment out of that Beyonce Homecoming. Although one more time, my inner petty must remind her one more time that O is Omicron, not Theta, and Epsilon is E, not Sigma, which is S. But shout out to
If a
Beyonce.
frog had a back pocket.
No, right up until you walk up to somebody with the wrong letters on it and they be like, I love you, but hey y'all, but that Beyonce Homecoming was something else. But it was great to know that our own Sonia Escobar, while I don't like anybody being gone, that she was out putting it in for our kids, taking the Upward Bound program across the United States to see better so they can do better. All right,
I was in the heat in Texas for my kids.
Texas.
That's kind of personality.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, now I gotta say what's up to the other half of the Wonder Twins. That's right, Miss Sonia Tompkins. Sonia, how you feeling? I see you done changed it up on us again. You're all sleepy, but you okay. You done changed it up. And one more for the boyfriends out there, because she has now gone from the side scalp straight to the curly bump. I don't know exactly what you call it. However, I'm sure it says your curly hair. Is that the natural shower out the shower look? Well, whatever it was, I'm just telling you, you have changed it up again. So y'all, that means that the whole crew is here. We are locked and loaded. Sonia, can we get this thing to 50,000 feet? Let's get it all the way up in the air. All right, y'all, the WVON Morning Show. Todd, you know what? As we are launched up in the air, as I look down out of the left window, I must say that we send prayers out to everyone in Sri Lanka.
Oh, yeah.
Over 290 people killed, upsetting years and years of peace and it was targeted against, I believe, places, Christian churches, as well as places where foreign upscale hotels where foreign people were known to be. Some blacks, not blacks, some United States citizens were killed. Our prayers go out to all of the people lost in Sri Lanka. Man, that was kind of crazy. Did you enjoy Easter tide though? Did you?
I did.
What'd you do, man?
We had lamb.
Bah.
And
Like not mutton, but lamb.
No, not mutton. No. This is America. We don't eat mutton in America.
Okay, well, I was, when I went to the grocery store yesterday, I saw lamb chop. Those suckers look so good. Just they taste so gamey to me, man. I'm just
Really?
Yeah, I'm just not I don't like the lamb with the mint and the blah.
Oh, I don't eat the mint. But no, I'm a lamb chopper. We had something lamb.
Like you don't think about the little lamb in the bus that with the little bow on. They look so nice.
If I did that, then I'd have to think about the cow and the pig, and so I don't think about any of them.
You just cook them. Just cook them. You know what? I cooked
Circle of life, thank you.
The circle of life. I cooked yesterday. I cooked.
You were on the grill?
No, I did not get on the grill, surprisingly. I decided that I was going to, at the last minute, bake a ham. So I did a ham, a spiral ham. You know what, though? I'm going to tell you. Once again, I will not betray Costco again. Because Costco's got the best ham ever. And
I remember you saying that.
I took a shortcut yesterday. And it did not, it was good, but it wasn't like a Costco ham.
Wow.
But I did make some sweet potato casserole, which I am tremendously proud of myself, and some Parmesan garlic broccoli. I made those things yesterday. No eggs died. My kids gave me the telephone love. They were like, "Hey, Dad, we're over at our aunt's eating up some stuff, so."
So you didn't give them a Easter basket then?
My kids be like, "Is there cash in this basket?" If it ain't no cash, they be like, "Isn't there cash in this basket?" Look, let's talk about it all when we come back. It's Talk Chicago 1690. Maze Jackson, Todd Stroger. It's the WVON Morning Show. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
All right, y'all, take a moment to share the broadcast. Todd, you got the camera. Y'all, I don't know what clocks I'm looking at in here because there's so many different ones with different times.
That clock is it out? Or is it turned on?
Look at that. Now, what it requires is
Unplug?
someone to take up a step.
See the story behind the story of the murder of Trayvon Martin through the eyes of those.
Maze is a man of many talents. He plugged in the clock, and the clock is right. For some odd reason.
It is 6:18. Okay. So there it is.
Look at, he's a cook. He's a operating engineer.
And check me out today. I am rocking my Buy Black shirt.
Great.
Courtesy of, let me see. Here, let me do my t-shirt model of the day. This t-shirt was brought to you by the Black Mall, where they encourage you to buy black. Black Mall, 79th Street, where they encourage you to buy black. Now, I would have got a blue and white shirt, but what can you do? You can't win them all the time. All right. Back to Todd Stroger.
And back to heat.
Man, when the net opened that damn door, it was like a heat wave.
We're in the hot box. You turn the corner, you're like, uh-oh. Maybe it'll help me sweat off a few pounds. I had a hard time this morning getting in the pants. Took a long time to find something that actually fits now that the weather pattern has changed. It's finally like not only warm, but bright and sunny when I come in. Yes, sir. It was a good weekend. Mostly just spending it with the family. thinking about organizing. We gotta organize. when we're sleeping and socializing, and they're organizing to do what they want, we wait a little too late, especially in politics. They're thinking about what they're gonna do way before we do. I was thinking about Sammy Duckworth and how she became the senator. Man, that plan was made way before she became the senator. That plan was made while they were still trying to run her for Congress, which took a minute to actually win. Then they were like, okay, once she wins this, we're gonna run her for Senate as soon as we get the opportunity. Our group didn't have anybody to run for Senate. We waited till people said, I'm gonna run. Then we said, okay, we're gonna support that person. By that time, it's too late. We gotta be more proactive.
What up, Greasy? What up, Omero? What up, Trustee Steve? Trustee-elect? What up, Hassan? What up, Brandy? What up, Double J? What up, Michelle Flag? What up, Deborah? What up, Johnny Diggs? Have y'all taken a moment to share the broadcast? What up, Dre? Selling all the cars. What up, Tanya Robinson? You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Todd Stroger, in the building. And Todd, you know what? What's the name of that song, y'all? It sounds like, it reminds me of Rockstar. Reminds me of Rockstar by Nick. It's like, it is the WVON morning show. Hip hop and country mixed together. Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus. Hey man, yeah, that's Lil Nas X and.
No, I wouldn't know more, but I know who Billy Ray Cyrus is.
Do you know the controversy behind this song?
Yeah, they removed the controversy. You know, they actually demanded that they come off of the country charts. Billboard removed it. White folks was like, look, you niggers ain't gonna be around here taking over our country music. Now, we accept some Charlie Pride. You know what I'm saying? And we'll give a little Lionel Richie here now and then. But here now, you coloreds ain't gonna be around here.
It's the rap portion. They don't like mixing things. If it was just
No, they don't like mixing
No.
things.
Literally, they don't like mixing things, literally and clearly figuratively. But that's.
I reached out to there's a new country station in Chicago, and I reached out to them to ask them why they think this cannot be a country song, and I would have to read off what they sent me, but they was basically saying it's not a country song. It's just not. But they didn't want to come on air and explain that to us and why. But then they went on to say what actually makes a top 40 or top 10. And it's not based on the song per se. It's based, of course, on how many people may download it, how many people may buy it, or something like that. It's not based on the lyrics itself.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Let me tell you what it's based on. They do not want you. Look, they already mad that Miley done been running around here with you colored boys and don't know how she's doing. And now you all want to come on over here. First of all, y'all done took our women with these basketball players. Now you colored boys gonna be on stage. And now, look,
there's certain things they won't allow on, like the Grand Ole Opry. You can't, like, I think it's drums. They don't play drums. So there's certain things that they won't allow in country music at all.
You Negroes can't be beating on
Negroes may
them
be part of
drums.
it, I have no idea.
I'm sure that there's a part. I'm telling you, when I went to Dollarwood, it was something else. All right, so that is one thing. Check this out. Did you see that there was teens downtown yesterday? I feel like the teens are being targeted. They said yes. So yesterday, apparently another group of teens was downtown. The police saw them. They said that they were disorderly. They did not follow police commands, and eventually they were fighting. What I saw when I turned on the news was the pictures of our young people sprawled on the ground in their downtown clothes, stretched out. Now, I am going to say that we have got to come up with something, because the way I watched that go down, it's like, yeah, they don't. First of all, I feel like now if you just black in downtown, they got an opportunity to just round you up.
You got a target on your back.
And now, I think we got to talk about this a little bit later. So I'm gonna bring this back around. But I want to see again, maybe parents, black parents, maybe it's time that we invest some time and hang out downtown, and try and make sure that we are. I mean, I was just like, these kids were already on the ground. Like, they got off the train and they were no further than off the train, and they were already laid out.
Rounded up, huh?
Rounded up. Like, it was like, hold on, you colors can't get off the train. Now, let me tell you, Todd, that you know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of when I was in Paris. And the police in Paris would wait at the L stops, at the subway stops, that they knew that the people from the suburbs were coming, and all the poor people from the suburbs would come and take the L and get off at this stop, and the French police would wait there with billy clubs and everything and ID them, arrest them, either tell them they either had to turn around and get back on the train going the other way,
Really?
or arrest them. Yeah. As a matter of fact, they got stopped 3 times in one trip. Like, in one walk, I actually got lost. And in 3 trips, and I had on a Obama sweatshirt and everything. But when I showed my U.S. ID, then I was good.
You're good.
I was good. They were like, oh, what you doing? What you buy? They was directing me. I was like, I don't know what the hell y'all saying.
But they thought you were from Nigeria.
Right. Or actually Senegal, all of the northern African.
Senegal, Congo. No, not all of them. They didn't think you were from Morocco.
Okay, they didn't think I was from Morocco. You're right. They but it was crazy because it reminds me of the same things. Yeah. Where here you've got the white folks waiting for black people, anticipating them and saying, turn your butt around and go home. So if you get off the red line, you have a problem. That's just the plain fact. Then did you see about you know what, y'all going to stay off of Lower Wacker. Did you see the story about another police officer there was a killing in Lower Wacker. Apparently there was a drive up, somebody got shot, killed, and then a police officer, apparently a sergeant who was off duty, decided that he was going to crash the scene and got into an altercation, apparently, and was even put in handcuffs and put away. Now the challenge here is, I feel like this cop might have had something to do with this killing. Like, there was off-duty drive-by, there was people, he was talking to the police officers, then he went under the line, they were like, sir, you can't go here. He went there anyway, they got into a fight. When do the police officers put police officers in the car?
That's unusual.
Unless it's, he must have been a black police officer.
Yeah.
And it was white cops.
And you know, a sergeant is a supervisor.
Right, and they said he was a sergeant, and he was like, oh, it's going to be problems. I'm a sergeant from the 7th and the 10th district. So we're going to have to watch this one, because I think that there's something more going on. There's you got to wonder, why would an off-duty sergeant interject himself in Lower Wacker in a murder investigation in which he wound up getting himself arrested?
Yeah.
Not arrested. We're going to be watching that and much more. It's the Talk of Chicago 1690. When we come back, we are going to talk about something Lori Lightfoot addressed that we talk about here on the WVON Morning Show, the Great Black Exodus. With so many people leaving, what can we do to keep black Chicagoans from leaving the city? We'll talk about it when we come back.
Live from the WV.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Todd, you got the camera. I'm sending you all a rundown.
Good morning to you.
Share.
Yeah, I was a Singing in the Rain fan. Still am. Oh, that's what I did. I watched a little Ten Commandments.
I watched some Ten Commandments. That came on Saturday though.
Yeah. Demetrius and the Gladiators. I missed the road. Yeah. The robe started off. I missed this story. I want to go back. Yeah. Easter is a good time for watching movies.
What am I?
But Saturday would make, well, it's really about Passover, the Exodus. So I can understand that. Ten Commandments. But I do love Moses.
Man, I'm telling you.
You can make Moses a drinking game. They say Moses like 60 times.
Todd, what's your email again?
TH.
There it is. I got it. All right, I just sent you all the rundown. So check your email.
Amazon might bring back Sears. That would be interesting. Check it out.
I sent y'all we're gonna flip power to 8 instead of 8:30.
Let's see, what's the Tribune perspective about? A visit to the ice box. Detaining immigrants. Oh, they got a mental detention room where they detain people. I just saw where they arrested this militia guy, where his group goes out and they detain people at the border. Why Passover stories of resistance, redemption, Renaissance, what's that word? Whatever. So strongly today. Resonate. Passover began Friday night. This picture's got everything a little crooked there.
What?
Passover starts Friday night. And why do we have... maybe I just got it backwards.
I thought it was Wednesday to Saturday.
According to this story, it started Friday.
But the Sabbath was on Saturday.
Yeah, but that's not why Passover has to do with the emperor.
I thought Passover was the angel of death. And if you didn't have the blood of the lamb on your doorpost.
No, that's exactly right.
That was Exodus.
Right. But why is it on Thursday? Let's see. Passover began Friday night. Not a single was mentioned in the whatever. I got that. This was Passover telling the story of Israel's enslavement.
Good morning, everybody. Y'all back up and ready to go to work? I see everybody's back to work time. Ah! Woo! Y'all ready? Let's get this thing cracking. It's like this heat is drawing me down. It's like, I'm so hot. What's up, Aunt Tenizo? What up, Verdella? Desmond. What up, Sharon? What up, James Todd? Grab that, would you? Who watched Game of Thrones yesterday?
Who would watch that?
You are tuned into the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Todd Stroger in here. Todd, you like that song, man? That's your jam?
Actually, I like Chicago. This was nice, but I really like Chicago.
You like Chicago's version? I like this. Whose version was this, Sonia?
Viola Willis.
Who is she? The original singer? She probably and she's the original singer, and apparently some white folks.
No. Chicago wrote the song.
And then she discovered
You
it.
don't understand how talented Chicago was. You know, they literally lasted from like 68 to 86.
I used to like Chicago.
Of course you did.
Peter Cetera. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm
They
at
were
the.
successful after he left too.
You know what? Were they?
Yeah.
And he was successful on his own too.
5 years.
I think now they're back together, and then they go on tour all the time with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
All the time. I don't think they ever broke up.
They go with Earth, Wind, and Fire all the time.
I
It's
think
like
that's-
Chicago,
I need to
Earth,
see
Wind, and
that
Fire.
show.
You know what? Ravinia, man. Y'all, I need to say for all the, I love Aria. That just kind of hurt my heart.
Oh, somebody got killed?
No, she got deflowered yesterday on national
That doesn't
TV,
sound,
and
the way you said that sounds kind of violent. Actually.
she got deflowered, and it was like we saw her grow up. So you see a kid go from 8 to 16, and then the next thing you know, oh Lord, and it was like it was too much. But you know what? The White Walkers are here. The Night King is here. Next week, the epic battle ensues, and the battle for Westeros will begin. The dead. Oh my goodness! All right, let me move on. Hey Todd, I'm just thinking about Game of Thrones, man. It's just one of those things, man. You gotta watch
Sounds
it.
epic.
It is epic. The battle is gonna be an hour-and-a-half battle between the humans and the dead, and the Night King is going to be looking to kill Jon Snow, and it's just, oh my God. And then yesterday, Daenerys found out that Jon Snow is actually the heir to the Seven Kingdoms, and he's actually, so much going on, Todd.
Spoiler alert.
Was that spoiler alert? Oh, in case you didn't see it. Oh, I forgot. Who didn't see it, though? Everybody watched it.
Everybody watched it, I'm sure.
All right. Let's go to social media question of the day. All right. Last week, the United States Census estimated that Cook County lost the most population of any county in the country, and Chicago led the way. So even as the city explodes with new buildings and businesses and opportunities, it seems like regular old Chicagoans are still leaving. Now we know why. It's taxes, it's jobs, it's crime. But what can we do, Todd? What is it that we can do? So the social media question of the day is, how do we stop black people from leaving Chicago? If you say that crime, jobs, and taxes are issues, what are so let me say this. We can talk about the issues ad nauseum, but what will keep black people in Chicago? I was thinking about those kids.
Money.
But when you say money, Todd, there's more money in my estimation floating around Chicago right now than I've ever seen. I mean, think about this. We just did a $6 billion development.
That's a lot of money.
Then you think about the 78, that's another couple $1 billion.
Yeah.
Then you think about all of the building that is going on downtown. Todd, there is more money in Chicago right now than I have ever seen in my 40 plus years.
I changed my answer to not money, but opportunity.
I mean, Todd, it seems like everywhere you go, every piece of real estate, anything you get in Chicago now is going to appreciate. It seems like neighborhoods like Inglewood that were once violent are now being repopulated. It seems like you look at South Loop lands that were desolate, West Loop, things that the one time Skid Row, it seems like there's opportunity has abounded. I mean, you think about the Obama Center coming to the south side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You think about the police academy. There seems like there's opportunity abounds, but it just seems like black people keep on leaving.
We're still not in high numbers. When I say high, I mean compared to our population and like the skilled trades, which pay a pretty good buck. Our education is probably lacking. We're not probably educated at the same rate as a lot of these people who are moving in and moving into these places you were just talking about. So we are like we always said before, the last hire and the first fire.
Give us a call, 312-374-8130. I want to answer to the social media question of the day. How do we stop black people from leaving Chicago? How do we stop black people from leaving Chicago? You know, I was thinking about what happened with the young people downtown, Todd.
Yes.
And I was thinking, like, I want my children to have a safe place to be, hang out, go and enjoy life.
That's exactly what you want.
I think about when I was a kid, we didn't go downtown. We did go to 31st Street Beach. But what we did was we always piled up and went to the malls. And I was just thinking, like, you knew when we were all coming to the malls, because this was a half day, all the cars would come rolling up, right? And you would see the Naperville stickers and the Bolingbrook stickers and the Romeoville stickers, and people would be wearing their jackets, and we would be loud and obnoxious and boisterous and be like, man, Bolingbrook, right? And we'd be talking all type of, but I don't feel like the mall secure, and we actually got a little rowdy sometimes.
Oh yeah, it happens.
But I think that they knew that it was the mall. They knew that it was where we all went to hang out. And I think, like, if your kids don't have a place where they can safely go, where not only are they not a victim of the police, of the streets, but of the police, that's one of the things I want for my kids, is an opportunity for them to grow up.
That's right.
And be safe. So give us a call, 312-374-8130. How do we stop black people from leaving Chicago? Hey, let's go to Frank. Frank, you want to talk Chicago, 1690. What's up, my brother?
Good morning, Brother Mays. Brother Todd, how y'all doing?
Good morning. Great.
Good morning.
Hey, the answer is simple. One stone will kill all the birds. The same thing Alaska is doing for the citizens through the oil industry, which is giving them a $900 a month check, tax-free to help combat poverty. We can do the same thing with banking industry, transaction tax, and on border trade. You know, so they think these kids come out, they don't think they come out to spend money. Well, they know these kids got $1,000 a month in their pocket, they'll leave them alone. Mays, we need to come to the 21st century. It'll help us stop losing our homes. It'll help, you know what I'm saying, and put stipulations to it. Start at 13 years old. Put stipulations to it. If the banks want to move out of Chicago, those banks that stay, look at all the root bank accounts they're going to get. You put stipulations to this program, and it'll cut down to the zeros. Gun violence, drive-bys, home invasion, carjacking, rape, child molestation. See, those can get you kicked off the program indefinitely. That's the only thing that's going to stop this. If JP want to do it for the whole state, we can still do it for Chicago, man.
All right, Frank. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about just giving away money. Like, I feel like, because then it creates another situation of, like, you owe me something. And I think that part of the problem we got is that sometimes we think somebody owes us something, or that we think a cavalry is coming. There is no cavalry. Mm-hmm. And I think that we need to start looking internally. You know what though, Todd? One of the craziest things is I was watching this, the Reconstruction on PBS, the story of Reconstruction.
Oh, right. Yes.
And they were talking about when we did this before, black people decided to turn internal and take care of and be powerful within their own communities.
I'm sorry, they did what before?
When we decided that we weren't going to get white justice, so we started to build our own, then the white folks came and burned that stuff down.
Yes, they got a feeling when we got something that they got too much.
Todd, you know, I'm going to say this. I am really starting to believe that perhaps we need to create an office of in-migration, there needs to be a task force, in my estimation, created in Chicago that really focuses on retention of Chicagoans, but particularly black Chicagoans. Like, literally the mayor appointing a blue chip commission of people that don't necessarily have to agree with her, but come up with recommendations that we know and how we can implement them. See, I feel like what we got right now, Todd, is a bunch of, like, the deck has to be reshuffled. We got a new mayor, and we have a whole bunch of old programs and a whole bunch of old stuff that was built to fit to be solutions to old problems. The problems that black folks have now are different than the problems that we had when these social service agencies, et cetera, were created. And so I think we need to come and just really say, let's tear everything off the board and let's really look at this problem and come back. Look, it's Talk Chicago, 1690 AM. When we come back, we will continue to answer the question, how do we stop black people from leaving Chicago? 312-374-8130. We'll be back after traffic, news, and the weather.
More of the morning show with Mace
What up?
Jackson.
What's up? All right, y'all, take a moment to share the broadcast. So I think we need to create an office of, like, the Office of Black Affairs or something along those lines. Let me back
That's
up.
funny you said, because that made me think of the Office of Indian Affairs.
Well, that's literally what I was basing it on. Like, really, like how there was the Freedmen's Bureau, right? Where
They seem to have been kind of successful.
it was until the white folks was like, okay, y'all
That's
had
enough of
50
that.
years, it's enough of that, niggas. But again, I feel like we need to really, like, I would work with the new mayor on something like that. Like something that wasn't built on just telling you something you want to hear.
Yeah.
But built on, like, okay, see, I feel like all the money that we get, anything that happens right now goes back into the same cycle of people who are basing stuff on the old model. There's a young lady, I cannot think of her name, but she was commenting all last week about the millennials. But, like, I feel like we need to revamp the whole way we look at even, like, after school programs. Like, I don't see why every school doesn't have a recording studio, right? Like, more kids want to be rappers and music and entertainment than they want to be basketball players and football players like the old days. So why not? Like, when I went to Marist, you go to Marist, they have a whole, like, if you want to do a TV broadcast, they got a whole production facility. Think about these kids do their own TV shows and Facebook Live. They could create their own programs in school that, like, imagine creating an in-school, after-school program that's a record label. And every school has their record label and they do their talent from within inside the school, and you can be part of the club. And if you ain't the talent, you could be the promotions department, you could be the marketing department, you could be the sales department,
You can
right?
learn things other than being
And then
the on-air person.
exactly. And then
I like that.
you take that, and then those kids after school have an after school competition where they promote this concert that all of these kids and their peers, that they've made these stars, and it's almost like you create a program for them to become, right, local, and then you could put them on a tour with inside of CPS, right? So that these artists that make the tour go on the CPS school tour, and then they got a built-in audience of all these XYZ, but they got to be positive artists,
That's
right?
pretty creative.
I,
Oh, and I like the positive part.
right, what I'm saying, it's like,
Killing.
and then you put their you get them a download, you know what I'm saying?
I like it. I think it's a great idea. Anything that introduces our children to something where they can grow is great. And this has a lot of facets to it. I mean, you just don't have the in-front talent. There's a producer, and you know the producer has to put things together. This actual producer can do nowadays. They tell me there's two producers.
Any better? I think. Well,
People who put together the
I mean, we
finance
was
part,
bad.
people who put together the creative part. So we can do that.
We kicked it.
I-
We kicked it hard. Remember on Stony Island how we used to have the races?
Of the
from
day.
87 to
We back.
79?
I would not be involved in that. Thank you.
You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Todd Stroger. Todd,
Maze, did you notice how Sonya being down south was put her in a mood with music?
what kind of, yeah, she playing this old down south, old school. She is taking us backwards.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, it is the WVON Morning Show. That was Todd Stroger. I'm your man, Maze Jackson. And we are asking the social media question of the day. How do we stop black people from leaving Chicago? Todd, I'm proposing an Office of Black Affairs, a task force that focuses on readjusting the paradigm. You know, I feel like we have so many social service programs and things, and there's so much money that is already allocated, but I feel like it's allocated to the old model. I feel like it's allocated to things about there's not a rebuilding of the skill set. So even as we talk about trades, right? We talk about the trades, but I don't know if that's something that our young people are wanting to go to. I'm not saying that we don't,
right.
But why not? If we know that marijuana or cannabis is an issue or has been, why are we not saying, let's again prepare them for something that we know they're going to want to do? Why not? Why is it not? Why do I not see programs like I see over with Blue 1648, right? Where we're creating businesses for the new economy. Where I feel like all the job training programs, it's easy to say, well, we're going to have a job training program and we're going to train these people to do the same 16 jobs because that's all we know.
But isn't the problem not necessarily the job training program? I mean, I agree with you that some of them don't lead you to where you want to go, and the path is not really there. But isn't it more that our children's foundation isn't solid enough, and when they get to a certain level, they find they cannot reach what they want to do because they haven't been prepared for it?
I think that's part of it. I definitely think that's part of it. I think that when you send them to underperforming schools, like again, one of the main things that makes people go somewhere is because of the school. First thing I ask is, what's the school? And if you can't, you got to pay to go to some other school, etc. But again, that's why I think we need an Office of Black Affairs. I think we need a blue. I don't think we need to hire some white firm to come and talk to us about what is wrong with the black community and do a diversity study. I think we need to bring together the great minds of Chicago, the black people that may not have necessarily been on the front page of Rahm Emanuel's list because they didn't agree with him necessarily and they was not going to tell him the things. But we know we got a black problem. We know it's happening. And instead of pretending like it's not, figure out how we do it. Let me go to the phone lines. Let's start with Byron. Byron, you're on the Talk of Chicago 1690. How do we keep black people from leaving Chicago? What's up, my brother?
Hey, I'm down here in Rio de Janeiro, just checking out your show while I'm on a little break.
Wait, you in Rio watching us? Man, you better be doing some other stuff in Rio.
Hey, I gotta go and have a little fun sometimes.
Turn that radio down.
But Maze, blacks are not the only people leaving Chicago and Illinois. White folks are leaving too. And the main reason is those damn taxes. We are paying some of the highest taxes there is. If I can stay in my house, I'm gonna stay in my house. But if I can't afford it because of the taxes, I got to move out. And where are people moving to? Less taxes. Florida, Dallas, Tennessee. That's where most of the people are moving to because it's a less tax state. And who we got to blame for that? Who we got to blame for that? It's run by all Democrats. You never blame the Democrats for our position. They are selling us down the river.
Man, thank you, Byron. You know what? And Byron calling us all. Byron, you know Byron got issues. If he calling all the way from Rio de Janeiro, like, do you know what?
Rio.
Right, and in Rio, you know Byron down there hanging out.
There's nowhere to go. Once again, why? You said it, the rent is too damn high.
But I do. So you know what's so funny about him saying that? It seems as though, like, the big thing right now, I'm seeing campaign ads all over TV talking about how we're going to get a fair tax and that we're going to have our taxes raised. Why, Todd, do Democrats think that black people are like, yes, raise taxes? Like, why? like
It's a fair share issue, I think. I think the democratic socialism issue is all over the nation right now. And in that is, why is the 1%, we've been talking about the 1% probably for the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years or something. Why are they getting so much and everyone else is getting so little?
But here's the thing, in Illinois, I don't feel like that's the problem. I feel like the real problem in Illinois is the pension system and the way that it is structured with this compounded interest that has us paying these outlandish taxes to pay for 13% of the population. I don't even know if it's 13% of the population is paying. We're paying so much to try and keep up a lifestyle of a very limited few, and that 1% ain't the wealthy. That 1% is the state pensioners and the city, county, state pensioners.
The bigger picture, and of course the pensions are a problem, but the bigger picture is that 1% of your population is controlling 98% of the monetary system, the wealth, then there's a problem.
I think the
You
problem.
just don't see it because you're used to it. You're like, this is the way life is.
Right. Well, I'm saying when we have people that can simultaneously raise and lower property taxes, when they can get 12% of a $200 million savings, I think we're all screwed. That's what I think. I think that it's...
Well, it's the system. I mean,
the system...
People like to talk about this Madigan and Burke, but it's actually the system. The whole system needs to change, and that's done in Springfield.
And who controls Springfield?
Well, I always say the speaker doesn't control anything by himself. The issue has to be raised, and the speaker is just like anybody else. When the wave is big enough, it carries him too.
I got you. Well, I don't think nobody is shaking that wave because it's a lot of money that's coming out. Nobody wants to mess with the wave. So it still seems like the 1% is not the 1% that we think it is. I think the 1% that we're talking about is really our leadership that has been put, that has protected themselves and their allies for some years. Look, let me go to Harold Lucas. Harold, you want to talk Chicago, 1690.
Good morning, gentlemen.
We made it off the Uncle Tom list. Go ahead, we made the gentleman. Go ahead, Harold.
Well, I mean, we still operating from all the way back from William L. Dawson. We've operated on the plantation politics perspective. When we came over from the Republicans to the Democrats, at that point, our patronage became more important than our entrepreneurship, clearly, right? So by the time you get to Sharia, you got people coming every 2 weeks to get a chicken, ain't doing no work, right? So that has gone on to the point now that who's being displaced from Chicago are specifically indigenous, lower and moderate income African Americans. That is part of the university spatial deconcentration plan to remove us from prime South Lakefront and Southwest Side real estate.
So Harold, I gotta go. How do we stay? What can we do to stay?
We have to intentionally be developing our commercial business strips, creating retail operations, focused in on growth industries. We are a major international heritage tourism destination. White folks are moving into neighborhoods and paying $400,000 and $500,000 and $600,000 for townhouses where it used to be the Blackstone Ranges and the gangster territory. Right? That ain't no accident. That's a plan, and you two Negroes know it.
This is Talk of Chicago, and if that ain't enough to make a Negro turn black, I don't know what it is. It's Talk of Chicago, 1690. We'll be back.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation, 1690.
You knew he had to throw some shade in there.
I'd rather be colored.
Huh?
Because at least that was our choice. I'd rather be colored than a Negro. We chose color. Negro was thrown upon us. I mean, he has some points. He's not completely correct because we did have, as you stated before, we had some strong businesses in our neighborhoods. Ice cream, hair products. I mean, there were some big businesses, and that's how Harold Washington gets a lot of his financial support. It wasn't like they ran with no money. They had to have money, and that was those entrepreneurs who were in our neighborhoods. and we just don't seem to have as many anymore. And maybe that's because we haven't changed. I totally agree with him. We need to shift our focus on things such as green technology and just technology in itself. And I know there's people who are doing that, but they need support from other places. So, well, I think we're all on the same page, even though I totally disagree with the plantation politics portion. I was telling my son this just yesterday. You can stand outside the tent and pee all you want, but that doesn't mean you're going to get anything done. It's like what Mays is talking about with the systems that are in place that help people get rich, like this tax system. Now, it can change, but it needs forces to make it change. There needs people on the inside who start to rally, and these people from the outside who make enough noise where that rallying cry makes some sense. And until you get that, you get nothing.
That says 7:02.
Oh.
What yours say? No, what time yours say now?
This say 7:03. This say 7:02.
Yours don't say 7:02. What do you go by, Maze? You go by that?
I go by whichever one I look up to. They need to be coordinated, cause I just whatever I can see, and then when I see that one is. But I'll go after that one if she want me to go after that one.
We got time issues. Time is important. Start the news on time.
Y'all know we got a fundraiser coming up. What's in it for the black people? Ty, can we get you
When is it?
on the host committee, man?
Anything for you, man.
Huh?
Anything for you.
How much can we put you down in the Lou Palmer?
When is it?
Huh? It is. Hold on, let me give you the date.
You know, I gotta put my life to when I get paid.
It is Thursday, May 16th.
Dang, that's coming up quick. What's Lou Palmer's? What's the Lou Palmer?
What's the Lou Palmer level? So the levels are Malcolm X 5,000, Lou Palmer 2,500, Stokely Carmichael level is 1,000, With the member level is 100, supporter level is 50. You like put me that way in sport.
I'm looking like a supporter, maybe a supporter times 3 or something.
That's great.
I'd like to be a young activist like Stokely, but or Kwame Ture. He used to come by Xavier all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he'd come and give a speech. Him and another guy whose name I can't remember right now. They were very much radical, but they had some supporters. That's
Man, when he came to my school, that's what set me off. He came to U of I. Y'all make sure y'all come May 16th.
You know Karen Crawford? And she was my chief of staff.
Yeah. Didn't she run for she ran and then she
No, I don't think Karen ran for anything, did she?
She ran for 6th Ward Alderman at one point.
No, that's not Karen. She lives in South Holland.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was our SGA president at Xavier, and she would have him come. We had some pretty radical people.
I'm still taking my calls.
Sonia's trying to figure this out.
Oh yeah, good.
We got to do our film series at least a couple times.
Keeping the world straight. She's keeping the world safe for democracy.
Is that for this week? Make sure that's for this week. What does it say?
I don't think we did more than 2.
I think that one is this week.
You think this April 24th? Oh, it is this week. Okay.
All right. Did you hear that? That was power working together. Oh, you know what part of the problem is?
No.
With the pension system is that when they put the pension system together,
Film series.
they couldn't see the future, so they didn't realize that between technology and other changes, that there wouldn't be a base to support the pension. There's just not enough people in the system to support the pension system. So everything is falling on the shoulders of your regular citizen.
And so the regular citizen is like, so while they all moving to Florida, talking about send me some more, the regular citizen is like, man, remember Imran?
My aunt's just talking about Enron. I really need to look up Enron to see how they did that scheme. Everything's great when the money's coming in.
Man, I got Imran golf balls at the house. Imran was a sponsor of ours at one point.
Build on nothing.
What up, Celine? What up, Marvin Hunter? What up, Torch? What up, Sharon? What up, Antonil? What up, Dennis Kaiser? What up, Laverne Smith Bell? What up, Carol Zwiazek? What up, Denise Russell? What up, Audrey Tanksley? What up, Sharon Ugoche? What up, Renee Criswell? What up, Regina Hayes? What up, Alvin E. Norton? Do it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What up, Leah? What up, Andrew? Yeah, you gotta call her. Amisha, where you at? Never. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and let me let y'all know it's the 2019 WVON Heritage Film Series this Wednesday, April 24th at the Black Box Theater located at Kennedy King College. That's right, 6301 South Halstead. Now, this is the second in our series, Rest in Power, the Trayvon Martin story with the story behind the murder of Trayvon Martin. It's going to be hosted by WVON's own Matt McGill and Kimberly Agoin, so make sure you come for the movie and stay for the post-show conversation. Admission is only $8, or it's free if you have your $25 movie pass. Visit WVON.com or WVON's Facebook page for advance tickets. Now, don't forget, Zakia Restaurant will be open at 5 p.m. for our audience. So you all make sure you go check it out. Have a movie and a date. It's movie date night. It's the WVON Heritage Film Series. Don't miss it. This is the morning show. Gotta say what's up to the WVON morning show team. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as the Wonder Twins, Sonia Escobar and Sonia Tompkins, my man Todd Stroger. But Todd, you know how we do on Mondays. On Mondays, we take the soul plane and we make a layover in Washington, D.C., where we catch up with our D.C. correspondent, Ms. Amisha Cross. Amisha, how you doing? Welcome back.
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, Amisha. So much is going on. It seemed like last week we talked twice last week. And when we talked the second time, the Mueller report had come out. I don't think people had a chance to fully digest it. But now we've come back and it seems like there's been some mixed reaction. At first we heard exoneration and everything, no collusion and exoneration. Now we're seeing that President Trump is kind of ticked off and he's rejecting the report, and Democrats are torn between impeachment or not. Amisha, catch me up to speed. Let me know everything that's going on.
Absolutely. So at this point, there is a lot more illuminated around the Mueller investigation than there was prior to the weekend. With that being said, we've seen huge changes in pace from the president's lawyers, Giuliani being the main one, who apparently finds nothing wrong with a president knowing or even benefiting from spying, from a Russian government spying on the electoral process. And his comments on the Sunday morning shows made people kind of scratch their heads. Because, again, this is coming from the president's attorney. He's speaking as a White House official. Everyone knows that this is still a very high-profile situation. And in any other administration, you would not find someone in his capacity make that statement. It is a problem when you have a Russian government spying. It is a problem when you have a president who acknowledges that, stands to benefit from it, and does not demolish it in any way. And we still haven't seen him do this throughout the process.
So, so there's a lot that's going on. So I'm trying to understand, did President Trump and his team work with the Russians to throw off the United States election system? Is that what they are now saying he did?
What they're saying is that he definitely knew what was going on and that he stood to benefit from what they were doing. So they were passing along information to the campaign. What they could not prove was that he knew ahead of time and that he helped to plan the process. And I think that that's where the stickler comes in around collusion.
So yesterday I was watching the morning news shows, and Rudy Giuliani said there doesn't seem to it was okay as long as the information was true. So they're not disputing whether the information was true. They're disputing whether a U.S. president, someone that wants to be president of the United States, should be assisted. So he wasn't assisting. He knew what was going on, and so they are inferring that he should have called the FBI. Is that what he should have done?
Yes.
Okay, so now let me ask y'all a question.
And if he didn't stand to gain from it, he would have.
Okay.
People have to understand that he was going to posit a lot from this process, and he thinks that, with that being said, his judgment in it was off.
Now, let me ask y'all a question, and this is just me, Maze Jackson, and I'm curious. If you were running for president and you found out that somebody had some dirt on somebody else, you couldn't just say, well, look, I mean, I see you got it. I can't really say nothing about it. It's true, huh? So I'm not going to say nothing. You do what you do, but I'm not going to have no parts of it. Is that wrong? Or is it just because it's Russia? What if it was England?
I think that it's wrong in general. As a principle, it's wrong. But I also think that there's something to be said about the fact that he assumed he'd never get caught. On a personal level, I don't think that I'm that, shiftless, but I also don't think that I'm smooth enough to not get busted very quickly. I think that in his case, the idea was he had surrounded himself by people who he knew and he trusted, family members primarily, as well as those top executives in the Trump organization, and there was just an assumption that he wouldn't get caught. I think the bigger thing about this is the fact that everyone who had been interviewed during the Mueller investigation, aside from the president himself, is no longer with the White House.
And those are the people who actually saved him from himself.
Exactly. And he specifically got rid of him anyway.
Well, you know what? I think I guess they probably have, that's what they call a good problem to have. So, Amisha, so now where does Trump stand on this investigation? Because at first it seemed like he was celebrating the report. Now it doesn't seem like he is so much.
Just like the media said that, or at least Mueller alluded to the fact, and the media picked up on it, that Trump Jr. was not going to be brought in because he didn't understand. They couldn't prove that he was smart enough to understand what he was doing. I don't think that President Trump was smart enough to understand exactly what the Mueller report was actually going to do to him. The whole no collusion, exoneration totally just blew up in his face. There are 10 instances that are laid out that basically describe obstruction of justice and how, and the players involved in grave detail. Congress could go after this and start those investigations tomorrow and have everything that they need. Period. And I think that he has reason to be afraid of that.
You know what? Well, let me tell you what. That seems really interesting. So, do we think? So that leads me to ask. First of all, I got two questions. So, Russia was implicated, but I'm looking at what Salim says, and he says that clearly, if there was no collusion with Russia, there may have been collusion with Israel. Is there something to that?
I think there is something to that, and there is something to looking into the president's relationship with Netanyahu, and there always has been. And the fact that, again, this president stood to gain from that election as well.
Well, I'm going to ask y'all when we come back. I want to know, Amisha, is there going to be a impeachment? I'm hearing Elizabeth Warren, I'm hearing other Democrats saying they want to impeach. Nancy Pelosi still pushing back. I want to know what the potential is. We'll talk about that and more when we come back. Plus, Joe Biden gets in the race this week. Y'all think he really got a chance? We'll talk about it all when we come back. Talk Chicago 16.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Todd, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I thought everybody knew that Trump knew what was going on. I don't think this is any surprise.
I'm tired of this.
I think the whole thing. Well, I think what the initial push was to find out if Donald Trump and his group of people who were working on the campaign were working with the Russians to influence the election. Now, as I see it, even if he didn't, it appears as if his people knew that the Russians were doing something, and they did not inform anyone, and were not forthcoming with information that would say, look, there's something going on here. The Department of Justice needs to take a look. I think that's a scandal right there. That they knew, that's why they had the meeting, because they knew that a foreign power wanted to have influence, and even if they didn't or did work with them, just the fact that they knew and didn't let the Department of Justice know seems like a crime in itself. I don't know if that's treason or what, but it sounds like the only people who are really screaming for impeachment at the moment are senators, and they don't really have a say in this. So I don't think anything's going to happen until Nancy Pelosi says the House is interested. So it's all just talk. But it's not just talk, because I think you do have to lay out the whole strategy or plan and how we defeat Trump in the end, because I think he's a detriment to the nation. And in that, you do have to lay out what has gone on, just so you can try to rally the people who want to see a president who was more forthcoming and truthful. And the only way you do that is you got to have a plan, lay out facts, get people interested. And he has people interested. That's what his side has. Now we got to get people interested on the other side, no matter what, who the candidate looks like it might be. I mean, they've got to be better than what we got right now. And I still like Joe Biden. Smart. I think he's someone who can see a bigger picture. But you know, there's a lot of people coming up. We'll learn more about who they are and what they want as time goes on. A lot of young people. And I think the world, I don't know, is the world trending to young people? Because look at that. Trump is, what, the oldest president we ever had? Even though his opponent wasn't far behind him. But even if they both won their primaries, people talk a different game than what they are actually doing. Even though I have to say, you toss out Reagan, I think most of our presidents were probably starting in their 40s. Yeah, and George Bush was vice president, so that's a little different. But I don't know. I just think that they definitely need to do something about this whole I do it. I knew something was going on. I just wasn't talking to you. Sounds like a scandal to me. I can, like everything else, I can only judge it from my own life. And we put up blue signs, and that was a scandal. So I don't know. I guess the bar has changed for scandals.
You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Ty Stroger on the phone. Is Amisha Cross.
That
Amisha
song got right to it, didn't it?
He said arrest Ice Cube. Talk about arrest the president. Arrest the president. So apparently the Mueller report is out, and with mixed reaction, Donald Trump saying leave me alone. But there are Democrats all over the country calling for an impeachment. Ice Cube wants y'all to arrest the president, but I was under the impression, Amisha, that you can't really arrest the sitting president. What's going on, and will there be an impeachment of President Trump based on the Mueller report?
Well, we just don't have a precedent for it. In the sense that the Justice Department didn't want to do it for various reasons. That's one thing. Congress going through the impeachment process is entirely different. And one of the main reasons why there is a push but also a resistance is the 2020 election. Also fatigue from going through this in recent history. We saw what happened during the Clinton era. One of the big issues associated with impeachment proceedings is that typically you have a wave of the next party pretty much taking over again. So here we already know that folks are very upset about what they thought was an exoneration and then it not being one. And a lot of people dismissed the Mueller investigation because they felt like it was taking too long, that you weren't going to really see anything. Trump's officials came out and said one thing, and then we actually saw the report, which totally showcased something entirely different. And I think that at this point, we're also looking at the fundraising models of both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and Donald Trump. Right now, Donald Trump has raised over $80 million between himself and the RNC. Democrats combined, all 20-plus people in the race, have not been able to raise that kind of money.
Man.
With the backdrop of the Mueller investigation the entire time. So it has not stopped Republicans from fundraising. It has not stopped that juggernaut that is Donald Trump. Democrats have a bigger thing to worry about here. Do they want to go through the process of impeachment and possibly still lose this election, or really start to beef up their own process, finding a candidate that can actually win in 2020?
And so what does it look like that they're going to do? Todd, it seems to me like everything is... I think that there is so much focus on Trump that they're going to run out of time on focusing on the Democratic Party. What do you think?
I think, well, first, I think the Department of Justice just has a policy that they don't want to mess around with the president, ever. And I think the Democrats don't think it's in their best interest to go through with an impeachment proceeding. The senators feel like that's so great, but I think the House is like, no, we don't want to get in that mess. It's not going to work out well for the party in the upcoming election.
Now, Amisha, what do you see happening? Do you think that there will be an impeachment of Donald Trump?
No, I actually agree 100% with President Stroger here. At the end of the day, there's a certain wing of the Democratic Party, a lot of them newer, a lot of them younger, who I don't think necessarily understand the implications of impeachment proceedings, not only for the upcoming election, but also for the party writ large. And we have to be a lot more further looking than short-sighted in this. I don't think impeachment proceedings will come. I think that if they were to, it would be more of a distraction for 2020 than would actually prove helpful to the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I feel like this, but I feel like the louder voices are going to continue to push this initiative. So who's in so our listeners understand who's in control of this process. So for there to be charges, it has to come from who, Amisha?
For there to be charges, there has to be it has to come from Congress. So you have to go through both the House and the Senate. And for there to actually be an approval of impeachment, you have to get agreement from the Senate as well. And as your listeners know, and you too, the Senate is currently still Republican controlled. So good luck in general.
And not only is it, but I don't even think so. The House calls for the charges. The trial would occur in the Senate, if I'm correct.
Correct.
And then the Senate would have to approve by 2/3 majority. So not a simple majority, but 2/3 majority, which the Republicans are already in control of the Senate. So that he could be charged, but the likelihood of him being sentenced or being actually thrown out of office is is almost like slim to none, correct?
Exactly. I mean, the hope for them would be that he would go out like Nixon and resign, but that the likelihood of that is also extremely low.
Right. He's not
This is the same guy who grabbed. Look, this is the guy who said I grabbed him in the biscuits, and if he didn't jump out the race for then he got the spot, he is not sitting down. And now let me ask you a question, because one of the things that I'm curious to know is, with all of this going on, how does it look for Donald Trump and his fundraising efforts? I'm hearing that he is starting to pick up the wayward Republican money donors who were reluctant to get with him last time.
Absolutely, and I think that that's a very important thing to note. Donald Trump is a fundraising juggernaut. He has set a campaign goal of raising over $1 billion. That will be the most raised in any presidential race in history. This is going to be extremely expensive and extremely long, and he is on pace right now to get a lot of money through this process. His fundraising has not diminished at all. We can talk about the crisis of the border. We can talk about him gassing children, all the family separation issues, and you still see more and more money being funneled in. And to your point, Maeve, the past 3 months, the first 3 months of 2019, have been his largest fundraising gain since he's been in office. Amid the Mueller report, everything.
So, and you know who's in charge of that, right? Right here in Chicago's very own Todd Ricketts, leading the charge for Donald Trump. Hey, Todd, we supposed to have dinner soon, man. Let's get together. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. All right, Amisha, so much going on. Real quick, Joe Biden is launching his presidential bid this week. You got 30 seconds. Tell me, what can we expect?
Absolutely. Joe Biden is finally launching his bid. He is already seen as a front runner. And what we can expect is him trying to mend fences. He knows that his past, and a lot of the past statements he made are going to be thrown up not only by conservatives, but actually by Democrats. And that the Democrats who are already in the race fear him more than anything else. So he's ready for the attacks that are bound to come within the week. All righty. That's Amisha Cross. Amisha, tell everybody how they can catch up with you. Absolutely. You guys can catch me on all things social at Amisha Cross and on my show, Crosspoint. That's it. We'll be back after traffic, news, and the weather.
Live from the WVON newsroom, here's our news.
No. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Okay. Long weekend, man. Long weekend. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Close. All right. What up, Patrick? Et tu, Brute? Et tu? Shannon Young. What up, Brother Steve? What up, Nettie Morris? Brother Patad, Deshaun McGee. Should there be a... Yes. What up, Deshaun McGee? What up, Patrick Brutes? What up, Nettie Morris? What up, Kang Mufasa Red? What up, Salim Wakil? So you're a philosopher. What up, Lee Williams? What up, Sharon Ugoche? What up, Carol Zwiazek? What up, Tamiko Hope? What up, L Dub? What up, Randy Span? What Yashika Wade? What up, John Anthony? What up, Angela Kilpatrick? What up, Clyde Davis? What up, Audrey Tanksley? Ain't nobody trying to get no, I'm not rolling with that universal basic income. That sound like I'm gonna be paying and then y'all ain't gonna get no money. Y'all gonna be locked into y'all $1,000 salary. And then they gonna say, you wanna keep that salary? Go your ass report to the chain gang. Take a moment. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Okay, y'all. Don't forget, Wiftable fundraiser. Ty Stroger is joining in as a Malcolm X level sponsor.
Thanks. Well, that sounds really expensive. But...
Yes, it's only $5,000 for a guy like you. That's nothing. Thursday, May 16th from 5:30 to 7:30.
I don't need this kidney.
5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Renaissance. Now, I hope nothing funny starts happening because, next thing you know, they'll be starting to have challenges. So we have sponsorship levels. If you'd like to be a Malcolm X sponsor, only $5,000. If you'd like to be a Lou Palmer level sponsor $2,500. If you'd like to be a Stokely Carmichael level sponsor, only $1,000. If you'd like to be a Wiftaba member level sponsor, that will be $100, and supporter level $50. Also, don't forget, What's in it for the Black? The study of the art of what's in it for the Black people, coming Sundays to a day near you, to a place near you. What up, Audrey? What up, Laverne? What up, Erica Austin? What up? Who else am I seeing, chill? Oscar Ortiz, what's up, man? Y'all made a ham last night, but I got a taste for tacos today. I got a taste for steak, tacos, and nachos. You all make sure you come to the fundraiser and support. Look at that.
Kevin?
Where does it keep going?
Very nice. Very nicely done.
You think so?
I think so.
Thank you. I did that myself.
Well, we knew you were creative. Risk of middle-aged obesity.
Here, let's do it like this. Fill it in the spot. All right, y'all. We want to raise money to put actual work behind some of our efforts. We want to be able to assist our candidates.
That's what I was talking about earlier while you were out the room.
We want to be able to win. Like, we may not be able to win a lot of races, but I would like for us to pick one race and have enough money to impact that race and help us elect someone that will be in our interest, right? So that when so I think that what we have to do now is be able to fund our effort and give our precinct captains and committeemen resources. So I hope you all will take a moment. No, it's gonna replace church. You're gonna come. It's gonna give you better church, Sharon. I'm telling you, we're gonna have black church on Sundays. We're gonna have songs. We're gonna have a message. We're gonna have announcements. It's gonna give you everything you need to go for the week, to put the charge to it. We're gonna be like Black Joel Osteen, but for black empowerment, I'm telling you. Thank you. Who is this?
Just can't break away.
You're free. We're gonna have the center, man. On Sundays, we're gonna be bigger than the compact center. It's not Sunday, May 19th. It's May 16th, Thursday, May 16th. You are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man, Todd Stroger. Y'all, it is the WVON morning show. And Todd,
Yes, sir.
you know, I
That was a cover.
That was a cover. Who covered that? Who was that, Sonya?
Well, this is Pam Hall, and that was Candy Staton.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, I like that young heart. But it's got me thinking about you know, if you ever go to Jamaica and you know how every song in Jamaica they put that Jamaican rhythm to it and they be like doom tink doom tink, then they sing, you know, no matter what the song is, they could turn it into a Jamaican version. But look, y'all, let me talk to you. I'm worried about our young people. You know, my daughter came home this weekend, and I had a brief amount of time to see her because, you know, she had a lot to do, places to go, things to see.
I remember that.
Right? So, you know, she come home,
Yeah.
she had, you know, first I had Friday, then it was like, no, let me reschedule you to Saturday, then I got rescheduled, I got about an hour, you know. But the thing is, you know, I got rescheduled on her social calendar. But here's the thing. I was thinking about when she comes home for the summer, where will she go? Right? Because, you know, my daughter, and I'm going to say, a lot of her friends they float around, right? Like, I think that they have cars, and so they, you know, they go downtown, they shop, they do whatever. But I was thinking about what happens when she comes home this summer and the Chicago police have decided that downtown is off limits for black youth. We already saw it started with Water Tower Place, where they said that no kids could be in Water Tower Place after 4 o'clock without an escort. And literally, Todd, when the bell dings, the police start running around that joint like, yo, excuse me, you gotta go. So they turn them out onto the streets. Now, I don't want to discount the fact that there are people that steal, and I don't want to discount the fact that there are people that come with nefarious intentions, but that's always been. There's always been boosters. There's always been people that show up at the barbershop on Saturday with stuff, then you just be like, you know what, nobody asked no questions.
Yeah.
They just,
the barbershop.
right. So I don't want to act like this is all brand new, but it seems like the response has become brand new in that these young people are now, when I saw the story, and you know what, somebody find me the ABC 7 story. Because when I heard the story and they talked about the people, I was like, oh my God, there's a foreign invasion. It seems like there's going to be criminals everywhere roaming the streets. And then when I looked and I saw the police, and they had young people laid out on the street, laid down flat. It reminded me of like when Colors was going on. Remember the movie Colors? And it was Colors. I am a knight, male walking, psychopath talking, king of the jungle, just a gangster stalking, living life. Anyway, And then I listened to the story and I was like, well, what did they do? I was like, did they break in the windows? They said they didn't. They were traveling in large groups. They got off the L and then they were not listening to the police and they got into some fights. And then I looked at the pictures and I was like, what is this, a third world country? What is going on? So Todd, I want to know, what do we do for our young people? Now, am I going to say that there are some rowdy, unruly kids? Am I going to say that I don't believe that there are some? No, I'm going to tell you that there are some rowdy and unruly kids. But when it winds up with everybody laid out on the sidewalk, like, I mean, they literally, like, it was like, you could see the L track. I mean, not the L track, but the subway entrance. And then you saw the kids laying out, like, and it's like the police saw, and the police say, come here. That don't mean I got to come in.
Yeah.
When they say, get over here, you'd be like, oh, I wasn't doing nothing. So if I wasn't following the police's instructions, but I wasn't under arrest, Todd, I'm worried for our kids. And I'm wondering, what do we do? And I have seen a lot of people saying, get your kids. But I'm going to tell you that the kids that go downtown, that are on the L to go downtown, I'm going to say that they, a lot of times, are trying to get away from the issues that are going on in their neighborhoods.
I understand that.
And so it's, you can go downtown and be rowdy a little bit without worrying about getting shot, or you hope.
Right.
You can go be a fake tough kid downtown with your friends and walk around and not have to worry about the consequence of it being death. And so how do we protect our kids? I was talking about this before, but do we need to start having identified parent patrols, black parent patrols that are going downtown, that are waiting at the stops where we know that the kids are going to get off, and be like, man, if you don't get your butt, y'all know, you better get your...
Basically, harassment.
Well, I don't say harass.
I will.
I'm saying that, what
Look,
if...
if my kid gets off the L and the police tell him to come over here and lay on the ground, we want to search you, that's harassment.
But I'm saying that's why black parents... Oh, I agree with you on that. But I'm saying, imagine if black parents were there at those same L stops. And I know this sounds like a lot, but would it be crazy to suggest that maybe we start to mobilize and start to be a presence downtown and be a presence to our own kids before the police? So when the police be like...
Basically, you're saying that...
get a whooping stick.
Yeah, your son would be like, I'm on... Oh, hi, Dad.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Or hi, Mr. Johnson, or hi, Mr. And really, but also the police being like, oh.
Right.
See, because when they get to tell the story, they say they were unruly. When you find the story and you hear how they describe it, I mean, it's like, Todd, I'm going to tell you, if everything that I saw on TV over the last 5 years, I was a young person, and the police said, come over here, let me talk to you, I would run.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, you know, that whole dynamic, they train the police to talk tough, no matter what.
And so you think that they talking away and you think you have to listen. And then, but here's the problem. The police get mad when they do it and it don't work. Then they be like, I told you to get over here. Right. And you be like, you ain't my mama.
And now, just from their tone, the incident is heightened. It's up here already.
Exactly. And then if you are a kid or a young person who has limited fear, or is like, you know how teenagers are. You gotta, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that if we know that this could potentially be the outcome, think about Eric Garner, right? I can't breathe.
Right.
He was selling loose squares. Yeah, here's my problem. I'm tired of looking up and saying, somebody say, get your kids. Those are our kids. Those are our young people. Parents, some parents, I'm not going to make excuses, but I'm going to say, what are we willing to do to protect our kids? See, this is one more of those things, Todd, that if you were to talk to the mayor and you were to say, in the office of what, as Salim said, the Office of African Descendants of Slaves, office in Chicago. How do we deal with these? This would be one of those issues. Because where do the kids go? What do they do? Hey, it's the Talk of Chicago. I'm telling y'all, Todd, we have got to figure out, how do we take responsibility for our young people? Hey, man, I remember going to the movie at the Water Tower Place. I remember coming downtown. I didn't really hang out downtown. I went to 31st Street Beach. And let me tell you, it was a problem every week on 31st Street Beach. And you know what happened? Let me tell you, 31st Street Beach, it was a fight every week. It was a shooting every week. And can I tell you what? We was back the next week. All the way 35 miles away, our parents in Bolingbrook was like, what did you do? We was like, oh, we went to Wendy's. Now, how many of us did that? And how many of us now would make the excuse about these kids losing their lives for the same things we've done in the past? The stakes are just way, way higher. This is Talk of Chicago 1690. When we come back, I'll take your calls. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Todd, to you, sir. The cameras are to you.
WVO. Yeah, I like that idea about your parents.
Where's my
being out
phone? Did I leave my phone in the other room?
So, do you
there,
want
helping you
to have
navigate.
roundtable discussions sort of kind of with parents?
Man, there's nothing worse than when you have like 1,000 accounts, which we all have now, and then you got to try to remember your password from 50 years ago. Jesus.
Can you, because I don't know, let me ask you this, can you put out to your social media people asking to have some teens call me or call in? Some of the parents have their teens called in, you know, on this topic. Not call in, I mean, you know, just give me some information so I can get these teens on.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Working together. Yeah, yep. Maze is totally correct with his plans.
Okay.
Don't work.
So CPS is having a teen night where they are taking over 1,000 or 10,000 graduating seniors will be going to Great America. We definitely will promote that. Thank you, John Scott. We need more activities like that. Like we need like this Teen Lit Fest. We need to have places where the teens can go kick it and be teenagers. Where they can go kick the bobo with the girls in a safe environment where they can hang out, you know what I'm saying? They can ride their bikes, they can go do summer. Like, where do you find in summertime? You know what? It's just so much that I feel like our kids don't have. I'm saying that let's make fighting fair. All I'm suggesting is, like, let's not pretend like the stuff that these kids do, they do it at an elevated level. So you got to take the drugs out.
Drugs. I didn't see that coming.
We need to bring those commercials back.
Drugs. Maze wore shorts, though. I wasn't sure. dress me down that much would be.
How was your All right, y'all. Take a moment. Share the broadcast. What up, Regina?
Did you want audio from when they were interviewing people downtown with the mayhem that was going on?
No, I want when they were like groups of teens, of unruly teens, were getting off the train and being disrespectful to the police, and blah 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 blah. Like, when do the police be respectful to black teens? I'm not saying that it's. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, can we have the teen patrol? Can we have the downtown patrol? Ty could get him a walkie-talkie and a vest and be like,
Yeah, that's right. Because if you don't have a vest, nobody knows who you are.
get your butt home. Excuse me, officer, can we intervene here? Yeah, man, I was telling you. Now, I have permission from your parents to beat that ass. And everybody has a paddle. And it's like, I'm saying, like, if you be like, boy, if you don't put that, Ty, you hit that for me.
Mm-hmm. Downtown. Downtown.
Not if there's more than one. So make the parents have multiple groups. A big dad, a mama and a daddy crew, like a big dude, and a mama like, boy, if you don't. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Todd Stroger singing. Todd, you know that song too?
I'm a child of the 60s and 70s.
No, who is that? You don't know.
I don't remember now.
Petula Clark, where did this come
yeah.
from? You stop fronting. You ain't know no Petula Clark was. He was like, oh yeah, I knew Petula Clark. That's how black people do you. They be trying to front. He was like, I don't know. But that's my girl Petula. You know what she used to live around on?
Okay, and go downtown. There you go, Sonya.
Okay, but you still didn't know it was no Petula. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but Petula Clark is actually famous.
She famous?
Yeah,
She,
I just can't remember.
You see? Hey y'all, it's
The
the
Brits really came over in the 60s. I can't remember all of them.
Okay, well, you know what? I remember the Beatles, and they need to go back. Hey, it's the Talk of Chicago,
You sound like my
1690.
You're too young.
No, you know what? But it's funny because Carrie, for the first time, heard help. You know, there's a new Google commercial. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And she was like, wait. I didn't know those were the words to that song. She's like, that's a pretty good song. I was like, I mean, it is like help, you know, the Beatles. Hey, y'all, and we all the way out.
It's a whole movie.
It's what? Help me if you can.
Well, help.
Help
It's a movie. Help.
me if you can,
It's a
I'm
Beatles
feeling
movie.
down.
Man.
But I
hey,
do
where were
appreciate-
you in 1960s?
Not born. Appreciate you being around. I remember John and Yoko and the naked picture.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what are they doing, man?
Yeah,
you know what?
They were free people.
They was free, all right, until he got popped off. Hey, it's the talk. She's still crazy. You know, she got a statue on the lake right now. I think the big tall man looking up in the air is her. Something like that. I think she got one of the statues though. Yep.
Have you ever heard the Double Fantasy album?
No, Todd, I have not.
Well, let me tell you, she as an artist is different.
I can imagine. She was.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Sonia's telling us to get back to what we were talking about, which is our young people downtown. Give us a call, 312-374-8130. Let's go to the phone line. Sean, you're on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. What do we need to do for our young people downtown, man, protecting them from what's going on downtown? Sean? Sean, take you off that. All right, let's go to Katie. Katie, you're on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. And there goes Katie. Lewis, you're on the Talk of Chicago, 1690.
Good morning.
Hey, we got you, Lewis. What's up, man?
We had this problem before back in the 70s, and you're missing the big picture. The big picture is that they don't want our kids down there. There's nothing wrong with our kids. It's just that they don't want them down there. And so what we have to do is what we did in the 70s when we were integrating schools and this area over here called Marquette, where we was trying to buy houses at. And what they did back in the 70s is that they protested. We got together with NWACP and Operation Push and some other churches, and they protested. And so that's what we have to do. We have to go downtown and protest that that they can't that they violating our civil rights by not letting our kids come down there. Because if you notice, last year they had 258 million tourists come through Chicago, but when 300 kids go downtown, they make a real big issue about it.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I think it's a part of a larger narrative to really start to keep black kids out of the downtown area, and they're painting a picture. I think that someone said that the same alderman is trying to build the largest gated community in the city of Chicago with Lincoln Yards. I just think that black people are less and less welcome in the prime retail, right, in the prime areas of Chicago, and you see it in place. I mean, you look at, all you gotta do is go and look at St. Patrick's Day downtown, and there's nothing, it's like it's the accepted norm. Any day when they decide they want to come out and be loose, you look at what happened at North Avenue Beach. They are drinking, smoking, brawling. You go up to Michigan, they are pulling shotguns on each other. And it's like, look at us. We are the criminals. Let's go to Eugene. Eugene, you're on the Talk Chicago, 1690.
Yes, good morning, my kings and queens. I appreciate your message this morning about the youth. I'm in the community, and I'm hands-on with the youth, dealing with them. And I think what we should do is what we should have always did when Malcolm and everybody else was here, is come together and, build our own nation and quit allowing people to keep us on this plantation. Because ain't nothing gonna change until we change it. And today we need to stand up and protect our youth, because, until then, it just ain't nothing gonna change. And that's what I'm here to say. Like, we need to come together and protect our youth, because if we don't, we just gonna be wiped out by the enemy.
Thank you, my brother Eugene. I'm gonna tell y'all what, I do believe that black parents, there's a summer coming up. Last night, Carrie was saying to me, man, I hear all the sirens. We had heard so many sirens, which is typical when the weather breaks. And so we know that our kids are going to be looking for refuge. Kids are going to be swarming downtown. They're going to be going to the lakes, the beaches, all of the things that when we say we 57, we'll talk about it. 57.5 million people visited Chicago, but the black kids on the south side can't look in their own city. Y'all, we got to do something better. It's the Talk of Chicago. We'll be back. We'll be back after traffic news and the weather.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 16.
There was a shootout on.
Shootout on Stony Island across. It was what was they shooting from?
Continue taking calls on this topic or no?
We only got one call.
Well, Renee was talking about the Democrats, but she was like, I need to talk now or else. But we got 2 more calls I haven't answered.
I'll take the 2 calls and then I'll do Howard, because I'm light on 8:30 anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, they were shooting across from what I hear. They were shooting from Dunkin' Donuts and shooting across Stony Island towards Kenwood Liquor.
And somebody got shot.
Somebody got shot. Yeah, but it was crazy. Literally, Janine left the house and she got in the car, and then she texted me and said, "Did you hear gunshots?" And I was like, I heard something, but I can't tell what it was. we find out there was a shootout. I mean, they're talking like 33 shots or something crazy. I mean, that's incredible that is going on, and as dangerous as you can get. Stony Island is well, Dunkin' Donuts is well frequented, and Stony Island has thousands of cars that are going a day. Anybody could be hit and killed. We're in trouble with this stuff. Got to figure out how to combat these people just going around thinking it's the Wild West.
We should pull them out the car. Show them the people.
What are you saying? We should have mob action?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We should establish the rules of engagement. We should establish the corridors in which you can handle your business. You go handle your business in these corridors. Outside of these corridors, you handle your business outside of this. And guess what?
You gonna get dealt with?
You're gonna get dealt with. So now, y'all know that after 5 o'clock, y'all wanna go hunt each other in the woods, go hunt each other at Dan Ryan Woods. But at 6 a.m., the lights come back on. Can I tell y'all that I had the best chicken sandwich in the entire city that I've ever had in the last... I'm going to tell you this. I can't say it's the best I've ever had in my life, but I will tell you it's the best I've had in my rememberable future and in at least in the last 15 years. It was called The Roost. I had a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and it was a chicken breast cooked to perfection, right in between juicy and dry, a chicken breast, right?
Chicken breasts are hard to do right, too.
And they are very hard to do right, but I don't like thighs. So,
I don't like that.
So, it was cooked to perfection. The best part was that, you know, like oftentimes when you get a chicken breast, there's that one piece that is always, it's like a one tendon or whatever it is. I literally go in and cut it out every time I make a sandwich. But it was so good, and the Nashville hot chicken sauce was great. It was, I don't even know how to explain to you what it tasted like when I bit that bad boy, and it was like just perfect. And then the service was great. It was a bunch of young black kids. Now, that's white-owned establishment, but it was a young, we went because we used to see all these people there all the time. And it's only got 6 chairs, but people would be standing up. They would be standing on top of each other. It's The Roost. It's really a good sandwich.
What else they serve?
Chicken.
Is it all chicken?
It's all chicken. Chicken wings, chicken sandwich, chicken. They got, oh my God, and this peach cobbler that they made, I don't know what kind of crust it was. It's like a very light, airy type of version. But it was super good, super good. Like, I'm scared to go. I want to go get another one today, but I'm scared I'm going to burn it out. Between that and Green Street Smoked Meats, I could eat them every other day. Man, it's good though. It's super good. I've been to the Budlong. Alright, so Steve Mayberry. Dang, we done got the, look, we got the high rankers on here now, boy. Ooh, Todd, look at you. He says you got, that's the Roost number 2. He said go to the Budlong at the Revival Food Hall. There's hot as whoa. Yeah, I like Budlong too, but it ain't, their chicken sandwich ain't as good as I feel like you got to do a chicken breast right. Like you really, and I'm saying that it was the perfect all the way through. Even on the thick end was right, and the thin end wasn't too. I don't know how they mastered it, but they got it perfect.
I will say, I went to Mickey's Grill. Claire and I stopped on Stony Island, and I had the chicken, and I was like, "Wow, this is good."
Mickey's is good.
I'm always, I'm always used to chicken coming out right.
Man, Mickey's is good. That place was right by me. I go to the Bud Long, not in the food. I go to the Bud Long at the actual the restaurant. They actually serve fried chicken skins, which is really good. Fried, like I want to.
That sounds like something Claire would like.
Like just the fried chicken skins with hot sauce. That is like I wish I could go to a.
I take that back. That sounds like something Hans would like.
Like I would want fried chicken with if you could do fried chicken with Nashville hot. I'm really digging the Nashville hot. You know who else has a really good Nashville hot chicken? Is Doc B's. Hit that time. Okay, so Carrie is looking forward to the biscuit. She had her sandwich on the biscuit. I was like, ew. She was like, that's my Southern girl.
There you go.
Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show. Wake up!
Everybody take it from the top. We're gonna stop all night.
The neighborhood.
Right.
You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, sitting in the building.
You don't go on the floor on this song, there's something wrong with your feet.
Todd, this is when you had your bell bottoms and your, did you have some bell bottoms, polyesters? Did you have your afro? Did you have your
no chest hair.
Did you have your gold chains?
And you gotta have your
Did you do your
what do they call
platforms?
Yeah, your platforms.
Todd, I can see you rocking platforms. Did you get the
wave,
did you get the hustle on? You got to the hustle. Hey y'all, this is the WVON Morning Show. That's my co-host Todd Stroger. I'm your host Maze Jackson. You know we got to say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team at the top of the hour. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as the Wonder Twins. That's Sonia Escobar, as well as Sonia Tompkins. Hey y'all, I'm gonna be moving on in a second, but I'm gonna take your last two calls real quick on this subject. What's going on with our teens in downtown, and how do we protect them? How do we protect our children? Let's go to Charles first. Charles, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690. What's up, my brother?
Hey, Maze.
What's up?
You comparing two different things here, Maze. These things are not comparable, nor are they equivalent. What is happening to our children downtown in the water tower, and you comparing that to what is happening to our babies in our community. Now, in our community, our babies now are being slaughtered. I mean, if you just look at the statistics, last year there was about 600 murders in Chicago, 80% was black. And 20% of those were kids under the age of 18. So we got a serious problem in our community. If we solve that problem, then we can deal with these other little problems. But our kids now on the south side, our kids can't go outside to play. They can't go to the park. They can't go here. They can't go there. They gotta have escorts to go back and forth to school. So let's not try to distract from the real issues here. That's all I have to say, man.
All right. Thanks, Charles. I think they coincide, though. I think that same violence that we see in the neighborhoods is what drives the kids that are not hanging outside. If you want to go outside, I wanted to go outside and play. I used to just go out in my front yard, right? You can't go out on your front yard. You can't go out.
My mother would tell me, get out of the house.
Right. Get outside, get out of the house. Now you say your mama tell you to stay in the house because she worried about you. So when your kid comes and says, we going downtown, you don't get mad. You say, okay, be back. Yeah. All right, let me go to Brother Ball. You want to talk Chicago 1690.
Good morning, my crew.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, I'm glad you ain't play no Stevie, man, because, you know, Ty go crazy when you play some Stevie.
He's a musical genius.
Oh, man, he's a musical genius. There you go. My kids were saying that. You know, I have my kids listening to y'all on their way to school.
What's up? What's their names? What their names?
Cavell, Amoy, Jada, and Not Yet.
What's up? I was going to say them, but that's a lie. What's up, kids?
Yeah. I got the crew.
What's up, crew?
So he was busy. Back in the day, you know, when I was going downtown, I'd be 42 this year. I got scared out of going downtown because my little crew was only like 4 or 5 deep. And we would always, there was a bunch of guys, we was all kind of tall, and the homosexual men would try to buy us Jordans and try to lure us in at the water tower, man. So we stopped going to the water tower and anywhere downtown. We would just hang at the malls. Right now, you got social media and cell phone. Every kid's got a cell phone. How we would bump up and link into each other would be at certain neighborhoods, like restaurants. You know, before you go somewhere, you might have $20. Well, that would get you something back in the 90s. Now, $20 won't even get you a combo meal, you know, downtown. Even McDonald's is expensive, so everything is expensive. These kids are acting out in a rebellious manner just to do something. They're acting out right now because they don't have anything to do. And it's a testament to the adults and to the people that's running CPS, and they cut all the programs that was out when we was younger. We could go to the public libraries. We could go to the park districts. We had a lot of things, man, and they wiped out everything, and then they wonder why. It's no question mark. It's an exclamation point.
Look, that's Brother Ball. Put it down. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all. It's the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I do believe that deep down, we have got to come up with a game plan for this summer. I don't believe that the people in play really know what to do. I think that the paradigm that we have operated under, these ain't the same young people. Let me back up. I think that teenagers are going to be teenagers all the time. I think that they're going to be mischievous. They're going to be rebellious. They are going to hang out in groups. They are going to be submitting to peer pressure. They are going to smoke. They are going to drink. They are going to do a whole bunch of things that all of us did in some varying degree.
Is the devil's playground. In
some varying degree. I think when we pretend that none of that ever happened and that this is something new, it allows us to be complicit in the criminalization of our children. There are same things that these kids do in downtown Chicago, they do in suburbs like Bolingbrook, they do them in suburbs like Naperville, Romeoville, everywhere else. There is a different way that they handle black kids and that they handle white children. I am telling you, because I've been watching this thing go, they have created a narrative about black kids coming downtown that allows us to watch them do hellacious things. I am going to tell you that when I saw all of those teenagers laid down, face down on the ground, on the concrete, on those urine-filled streets where people walk their dogs, where they
Yeah, you're right.
exactly where now imagine you laying down and you got to keep your head up and you laying in your brand new outfit because you went downtown. Now when you get up, you're embarrassed. So now you're really thinking about how am I going to act out or how am I going to play this off. I'm just saying that, guys, you cannot allow these people to write the story of your children. Because can I tell you what? While you saying get them dang on kids, your kids are probably riding out as well. Your kids may be the ones that are at Navy Pier that you dropped off. But guess what? The white police don't make a distinction. And so while y'all saying, okay, it's okay because we think it's those kids, because you put those kids, because they've used the red line as the excuse. So I know a lot of people who live in certain neighborhoods, so their kids don't have to take public transportation. They get dropped off and picked up. But when they walk around, and they walking around, don't nobody say they was on the red line. They say them little Negroes was on the red line, get them too. That's your kids. See, it's easy for us to say, when they say red line, then there's a lot of people, particularly a lot of black folks, that have overcome. That be like, yeah, get them bad kids. Little do they know your kids are down there too. Even if you drop them off. There's no sign that says this kid got off the red line.
Correct.
It's Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
I want my kids to walk around with a sign saying, I'm a good one. No, you're right. There's no sign. Everybody's the same when they're looking. No, I will say that there's...
2 more calls, you're done. You want to take these fast tickets and keep calling? The more you talk about this, the more people call in.
They mad at me? I'm sorry.
No, they ain't mad at you. I'm just saying you have 2 more callers, even though we said we was going to move 1 hour.
I'll take these 2 calls. I'll take these 2 calls.
Okay.
Yeah, the interest is just peaked. As well as should be. Now, I do think that a large group of kids could be in trouble. Could be real trouble. He thought, shoot, there were 3 of us or 4 in the car. I knew we were in trouble. Just like you, Maze, we had our days where we were mischievous and sometimes downright delinquents. I'm glad we didn't get stopped. Yeah, my career would have ended quickly.
What was your delinquency time?
None of your business, Maze. I wasn't much of a delinquent, but I would say I would have been the, what do they call that when they arrest you and you're an accomplice? But it was all just silliness. Well, I mean, kids do things. I mean, like I said, everybody's got somebody in their family who's had something. That's done.
Come on, man. You kid. Even when your bad cousins came over, ain't nobody never set a fire. Never. Nowhere. You ain't never played with no matches. Come on, you play with some matches.
Delinquency. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's close to it's not arson because you're not trying to do anything. But yeah, you're right. But there were other things like, you know, I've had people in my family who've had trouble for shoplifting. But you know what? Generally, when kids shoplift and they get caught, and you bring them in and say, "All right, don't do that again. Don't be an idiot," they stop. And what I learned through the court system was, if you have an attorney, they'll say, "Okay, we will just put this down, and if you don't get in trouble in a year or something, it'll just disappear from your record." When you don't have an attorney, it goes on your record. They give you something. I don't know. It's probably not real time. Maybe they give you probation and some community service, but you are treated a lot differently. And attorneys are expensive, so a lot of people don't have those things. And even when you're dealing with the public defender who has a ton of cases, you probably are still going to plead guilty. So things happen. Who's that singing? That's not. Yeah. But I will say that anytime I see children in big packs, I don't care what color they're. I don't have any. I'm like, I'm crossing the street. If somebody wants to prove this, I'm gonna do this. I don't want to be part of that.
Hey, this is my jam. Happy that you can bear.
Who this? Who this be? Who this be?
Did you say who is this be?
Uh-huh.
It's Beyonce.
I don't really listen to modern music much.
You.
And I would never guess this is not.
You should know.
I've heard her
Huh?
songs. I've heard her songs.
This is,
I don't
it used to
hear
be
it.
Frankie Beverly used to sing. Before I let go, before I let go. Oh, we got a good time. That we could say. To the. My favorite part is when they do the candy. I won't be foolish. I want to make sure I'm right before I let go. Here come my favorite part. This the part. I think don't. Can I? Like nothing I would not do. Oh. But before I let you, don't. Whoa. Will never let you go before I let. Boom. Yeah. But I will the boat till I. Damn thing. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my gym now. That's my new gym.
Maze told me I had to fly in the Beehive.
You joined the Beehive, Todd. I'm not in the Beehive. But I am going to tell you, I like that remix. That's Beyonce from Homecoming, man. I'm going to tell y'all. Hey, let me go to the phone lines. Let me finish this up because I want to go to my next subject. But, y'all, what are we going to do about our young people and protecting them downtown? Let's go to John. John, you want to talk Chicago 1690?
Maze and Todd, good morning.
What's up, man?
Hey, brother, you know how it was back in New York when they started harassing the Arabs, and the Arabs got tired of it and said, we're going to have a patrol, an Arab patrol to watch over our people when they as they be in downtown being harassed, right?
Really?
We got to form that kind of system to put a check on this illegal city that we got going on right here.
I'm with you on that, John.
Where's all the politicians that ran for offices? And you don't hear them. They quiet as the church mouse.
See, I'm going to tell you, John, I like that concept. I think that the whole premise of us being downtown and being there to intervene both on the side of the children and making sure that the police know that our children are protected. Let me tell y'all, I think that if we did it, there would be rowdy teens. I think teens would be like, you ain't my mama.
Yeah, there would be some.
Right, but I think if we put Debo teamed up with somebody mama, and they was on a team together, and Debo was like, look, son. And the mama was like, boy, you better stop that. You know your mama slap the taste out your mouth. And before he could say, you don't tell me, then Debo father be like, hey, dog, Now, I don't want to have to let these police officers. But I think we've got to come up with a strategy. We got to take the fear or there is a level of intimidation, I'm sure, that comes into walking into a group of teenage boys, which means that maybe it requires a group of grown men who are self-aware to participate, as well as a mom or groups. But I'm really thinking that we don't have to watch these. Todd, can you imagine?
But you know what? This reminds me of. I just thought of this. Is that when we moved in our neighborhood in the mid '60s, and by '68, of course, like just about every white person was gone. The fathers got together and they did actually do what you're saying. They went out at night and they went to certain places where things were happening. They'd be like, man, this is our home. You gotta move on. You can't do this stuff.
Right, and then we get our boy Quasi, 761st. We make sure all our concealed carry people out in order to. We do our thing, but I'm saying and somebody be like, you can even be a sign on the black dude that says he is a concealed carry. I'm saying, what if our own black police officers were part of it? Right? Like, what if our own police, our own fire, our own everybody said we are rotating, and each one of these groups that we put on the street has a skill set. So if you're trying to call the police officers, we got a police officer. We got, and there's some sort of communication that says, man, we can get somebody over there. So you got people like AGB security. We got all these SSAs and all these people and everything. Could you imagine if there was just black people protecting black people's, and when our kids got out of pocket, instead of the police, hold on, officer, we got this. Johnny, if you don't get Raekwon, if you don't get your nail behind on the chicken pussy.
Right.
And then mom wouldn't be crying, but not my baby. Let's go to DC. You want to talk Chicago 1690. DC.
Top of the morning. I'm sorry I got on late this morning, but did anybody say anything about them closing down Rainbow Beach yesterday?
What? How they gonna close down Rainbow Beach on the hottest day of the year on Easter? Who did that?
The police were out there, had Rainbow Beach surrounded, and would not let anybody in Rainbow Beach because they said that they had posted that they were going to be at Rainbow Beach. The teams that were downtown were all to meet at Rainbow Beach at 3 o'clock yesterday.
Okay, so see, can I tell y'all, that sounds crazy to me. Like, the kids got to go somewhere, and it's the hottest day of the year. Now, it means that we need to make sure that that's a safe place. If we know that all the kids are going there, instead of saying you can't come there, why don't you just say, we're going to make sure that it's a safe place. Make sure y'all got bottled water, make sure y'all got ice cream and candy, and you make sure that those kids are safe, not that they are turned back into the streets.
I think I'd like to see if this dynamic is happening in other big cities where kids are gathering in huge groups, and I'm not talking like 6 of your friends get together, but they say we're going to meet here, and then all of a sudden you got 50 people in one spot. I wonder if this is happening in other places, and if it is, I think you're right. The way you kind of combat it is you make sure that that's a safe place, and you make sure that you let them know, we know you're coming, and we want to have things for you to do. So
right, it's like, man, have a sale. Zara, instead of letting them crash, why don't y'all have a sale for $9.99? All the things that the kids could buy so they could leave with a bag. I am suggesting, though, guys, that if we know that these children are going to these locations, instead of locking them up and roping them off, why don't we prepare them to be a safe environment? Right. Why don't we say, okay, if we know that the children are going to Rainbow Beach, that we're all going to be at Rainbow Beach, and it ain't going to be like, you're not welcome here. They're going to get to Rainbow Beach, and it's going to be like, man, it's cracking at Rainbow Beach. It's a DJ, it's music, but it's also parents. I'm just saying, y'all, we cannot go into this premise of making our kids criminals before they even while they're doing things that children do. Children do this, Todd. They do. It's Talk Chicago 1690. When we come back, speaking of what people do, white folks, did you hear white folks are trying to turn Howard University into a dog park? And if y'all don't like it, y'all Negroes can move. It's Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
Live from the WVON newsroom.
Yeah, I can move.
They were at the Coachella. You got the camera's top.
Oh man, I do like the audacity.
White people. Hey, is there?
Yes,
You have
white
audio,
people with
audio
money.
from if they don't like it,
And
they
they
go-
feel like they own everything. And because they spent money on their home, they are able to do whatever they want. And that includes kicking the university off. Man, I remember going to Howard
Come
years
back.
ago
Hey, can you?
and thinking, wow, this neighborhood's rough.
What else is on that?
You know, it just had that whole feel of there hadn't been a lot of love and tender care taken to it in a while, but now it appears it's totally changed. But unfortunately, because we are not in positions where we make a certain amount of money, we leave in great numbers, and we're not replaced by people who would look like us, or maybe those people's sons and daughters would come back and live there. Yeah, we got to step up our game in all facets. Now, I'm a true believer in education. The more you know, the more you're able to do.
I think it's called.
And education is something they can't take away from you. So, you know, and knowledge. Once you got the knowledge, it's yours. And that's why it was illegal for slaves to be taught how to read. Once you get smart, then they got a reason to fear you. I shouldn't even say smart. Once you get educated, then they have a reason to fear you. And they do. Actually, I think Mays mentioned it earlier. Is when black people got something going, white people get together and they burn it down. And you saw that happen all across America. Matter of fact, the riot in Springfield in, I guess, I can't remember, was it 1919 or 1906? Whichever it was, probably 1906. They literally went to a black doctor's house to burn it up and probably burn him up because he was a successful black doctor.
And he was probably competing with a white doctor who wanted him to come in the back door.
He also, luckily, was a doctor who had his ear to the ground. He got out. And they didn't get him, but they did burn his house down. And that happened everywhere. I mean, you know, we always talk about Oklahoma and Black Wall Street and how they burned that down. And there's been other situations when things get too good for black people, where a certain amount of people who aren't black think that there's something wrong with this picture. So you gotta, this is what I talk about, being organized and working together. I mean, we have to realize that there's a certain group that don't want to see anybody of color do well. And in a lot of instances, just feel we're inferior. So we gotta do something. We gotta do something to make sure we're always ready, prepared for the next step, prepared to move up. I think I mentioned this earlier. It's like with Tammy Duckworth. Tammy Duckworth just didn't become the U.S. Senator. She ran for Congress, I think, a couple of times before she won. But she had some backers behind her the whole time. And you can bet that once she got into Congress, their next goal was she's going to be the U.S. Senator. And they started laying the groundwork for it. And then when the race came, she started out like she was shot out of a cannon. And the black people got together and said, oh, all right, what are we going to do? Is there somebody that we like from our area to compete? And then I think we chose one. Was it one camp? I can't remember exactly if it was one camp or two camps. But either way, they didn't really have much of a Zop, I guess, was the choice. But they didn't really have much. She didn't have much of a chance because she started when the race started, and Duckworth started probably even years before that to prepare herself for that. So it's really about preparing people to do what we need and what we want. Until we do that, we're always going to be running in second, third, fourth place. Usually we get the bronze medal, we don't even get the silver. And in that medal, you're the last guy to the table. and they may listen to what you say, but it doesn't have much value because they figure you can't back it up anyway. So between Mark's 10 by 10 and Maze's, what do you call your group, Maze?
What's in it for the black people?
Oh, now what's in it for the black people? I mean, that is exactly what we need. We need people who are thinking about tomorrow, today, and making it happen and planning and strategizing. We need more strategy. Tactics and strategy. Sometimes you gotta change things on the fly, but that's all right. If you got a plan, you at least have some basic structure to work with. And I just like to see more of us involved in the planning session, and well, everybody can't be a chief too. You gotta have some Indians. You gotta have some energy.
What's up, y'all? Take them on the share the broadcast. What up, Robert Brown? What up, Ready Rock? What up, Sharon? Robert, Carol, Maisie. What up, Junior Simmons? What up, Tiger Lily? What up, Albany Norton? Let's have the world's largest game of it downtown. Could you imagine that? Like the world's biggest game of tag, as white people would call it. If we played it downtown.
Well, if we had some cameras out and taped it, that would be great.
And then you do it on Facebook Live, or let's play hide and go seek.
Hide and go seek. Wow.
Freeze tag.
We had some great times playing it.
I mean, think about that. Hide and go seek. Man, you could play hide and go seek for like.
Hide and go seek, yes. We'd hide in my parents' car, and then you could screw the knob up so it looked like it was open, and the big grab it. It's like, ah! Yeah,
Catch a girl, kiss a girl.
I wasn't that brave.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you
I
could.
wasn't that brave until I was like 18 or something.
Nah, that's at that point, Todd. It's called assault.
Yeah, right. The police get involved. That's funny.
I think we could probably have it, and you gotta wear a tag, and it's like you wear like an armband if you wanted if you wanted the taggers, and if you running, and then if you get tagged, it's until you flip the whole thing, and the last man standing wins.
And that would be great, but you'd have to do it like at a park or something, because the police would be like.
So do it at Millennium. So do it in Millennium Park.
Yeah.
You could play Rover. We could play the world's largest game of Rover, Red Rover.
Yeah.
Rover, Red Rover, send Ty right over. Here, close that.
Sounds like fun.
Where you gonna be April 24th? That's this Wednesday. You need to be at the Black Box Theater at Kennedy King College, located at 6301 South Halsted. That's right, because it is the WVON Heritage Film Series Rest in Power. The Trayvon Martin story will be on display live. That's right, it's going to be hosted by Kimberly Agoin and Matt McGill. Come for the movie and stay for a riveting conversation afterwards. But check this out. You can also get there a little bit earlier because Zakia Restaurant will be open at 5 o'clock p.m. So do not miss it. You can have a movie date and make your lady think you're a little smart, fellas. Ladies, you can get your man a little education. It is WVON's Heritage Film Series, Wednesday, April 24th. Don't miss it at the Black Box Theater. We will be viewing Rest in Power, the Trayvon Martin story. All right, y'all. Todd, you know, Homecoming, this Beyonce playing in the background. You know, she did a whole album with a HBCU band. And, you know, so I think that what we're going to see very soon after this Beyonce Homecoming is an explosion in HBCU enrollment by our younger people. But one of the things that is happening is, Todd, the face of the HBCU is changing. You know, I was thinking about when I first went to Morehouse.
ILL?
No. ILL, INI?
Yeah.
Not everybody can.
You didn't go to HBCU.
Not everyone, but the first time
I'm gonna rub it in your face.
Oh, please rub it. Right. Let me tell you. So the first time I remember I wanted to be
so sexy.
I wanted to be a Morehouse man, and then I went to Morehouse, and I was like, man, this joint is in the hood, but it's okay. It's okay. So,
that's what I was like. In the hood.
Speaking right, so I was like, man, this joint's in the hood, and I remember looking at pictures of Howard, and I was like, man, Howard is in the hood.
Very much so. When I went to Howard, I was like, this neighborhood needs some tender love and care. It was tough.
Well, apparently, Todd, Howard, the neighborhood and the community surrounding Howard, has gotten a tremendous amount of tender, loving care. So much so that it has been invaded by white folks. I remember, you know what? I was in D.C. a few years ago for the 100-year, for our centennial celebration, and we stayed in a house. We rented a house in the neighborhood of Howard University, and man, it was like rich white folks everywhere. They was walking around, they was doing their thing, and it was kind of like, here you got Howard University, which is like the mecca of black colleges, one of the meccas of black college. And
I give them the props, they're huge.
Right. And so, Todd, well, apparently now that the gentrification has completely engulfed the neighborhood around Howard University, so much so.
I hope they own some land out there.
That I hope so too. But you know what happens, man? The white folks have discovered Howard University and have decided that they are going to use the yard, literally, for the yard. Now, for those of you that have attended a college or university, Howard's famed name is the yard, is that place on their quad where all the students meet, the Black Greeks meet, student organizations. It's kind of like the hangout. And I think that the yard, symbolically, there became a yard on every campus. Regardless, if there were black students, they was like, we going to the yard. And the yard became, essentially the quad became the yard. Well, now white folks have discovered the yard at Howard University. And Todd, they have decided that it has become a place where, you know how when white folks discover stuff, they act like you wasn't there before?
Right, this is ours.
So now, apparently, the white people in the neighborhood.
Like, we have reclaimed this.
That right. Well, we discovered it. We gonna make it better for y'all. So,
make it better.
Right. So basically what has occurred, Todd, is that the Howard, the gentrifiers, as they are being called in the news, in the root, have now, Todd, taken the yard and started to use it for their exercise, but more importantly, as a dog park, where their dogs are now urinating and defecating on the places where the students congregate. And when the students said that they had a problem with it, check out how the white boys responded. Sonia?
So they have to work within D.C. If they don't want to be within D.C., then move the campus.
So
Man, yeah, this obviously non-black person moves into what was Chocolate City when I was a kid, and now the university has to bow to their wishes.
So check this out. Think about the gravity of that. Think about what Howard University meant to the education of black people. Now they already got y'all at Morehouse. I ain't even trip. I'm gonna let Morehouse be this week. But now here we come to Howard, and at Howard University, the white folks have taken to allowing their dogs and their animals to utilize the yard. Check this out. The story that I heard, and it really ticked me off, it really peed me off, was the first story that caught their attention was a white person took their dog, and the dog urinated on the Sigma tree.
I can see where that would not be kosher.
Can I tell you what would happen to that dog if I was there? Y'all would have been calling PETA on me. Literally. Because, and the white folks have been basically...
Good thing,
because I'm going to tell you, I would be on TV if I saw a dog pee. But then the white person was like, what's the problem? What's the matter, Todd? I think you rotating at the wrong spot. Hey, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all what. What happens when white people discover what we already had? Seems like it's time out for black folks. Did you hear him say, if you don't like it, well, they can move the campus. I mean, do y'all understand the history that Howard...
Arrogance.
That's what is that called? White skin?
Privilege. White privilege.
White privilege. Hey, y'all, you Negroes don't like it around here. You been getting educated here. We can we can show you guys back. Send you back to Virginia. You know how it was on the other side of the line. Talk Chicago. We'll be back after traffic, news, and the weather.
More of the morning show.
No.
Jackson coming up.
A little further than Virginia.
Right. I'm gonna send y'all ass to Louisiana. To that good slavery.
I was thinking of Liberia. Louisiana.
Oh.
They're like, hey, they already got some of y'all folks over there now. Send a few more.
I need it. I want it.
A little more exercise.
What's up, y'all? Take a moment, shut the broadcast. We getting a wrap. I'm gonna tell y'all what. It truly is hot in here. And what I'm noticing is all of my electronic components burn hotter. Right? So like when I just unplugged, I'm telling you all of my utensils are burning hotter. So like my cord for my plug, super hot. It's supposed to keep that down. Interesting. Y'all take a moment, share the broadcast. I need it, I want it. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast with me. Share the broadcast. Wow. Take a moment, share the broadcast with me. I need an air conditioner in here.
No, you're right.
I'm telling you, we need a portable air conditioner that stands up, and then we could just pump air in here and freeze this joint down. Y'all, I've decided that in this quarter, I am trying to make money being Maze Jackson. Will you all support our events? Not just the, so I got a fundraiser coming up for Wifta, but that's not me. But I'm going to do a series of events and activities, and I am hoping that this audience that I have cultivated will support me. So some will be social, some will be educational. Also, I'm hoping that you all will be signing up for the political training class that will begin in July. Also, just inked the deal with Ronnie DeVoe from Belle Biv DeVoe and New Edition fame. Ronnie and Shamari and Carrie and I will be doing the couples walk here in Chicago in conjunction with them. If we have any couples that would like to be part of the team, please join. Close that door for me. Sign up for the Mason newsletter. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Todd Stroger. Hey, Todd, real quick. You know, my man, John Scott. You know John Scott, right? John Scott, you know, he like one of the Chicago fixers. You know, when it's time to fix stuff, John Scott gets on top of it. But John says, hey, Maze, good morning. With all of the problems going on with our teens downtown, make sure that we support our CPS students and celebrate the 2019 graduates for a safe, fun night. Over 10,000 students this year are expected to graduate, and they will be having a night at Six Flags Great America where they will shut the park down for 10,000 CPS students. So those are the type of activities that we are talking about. We got to get more of those. Right. We got to get Chicago State involved. We got to get UIC involved. We got to get these colleges and universities involved. But you know what? We also got to have some fun and some good activities for these kids to play. Man, could you imagine? Remember, it was a good old fun day of playing tag, freeze tag, all of that good stuff. And by the time you was through, you was like, I'm going to sleep. Right? Then if you got in a pool, don't let you get a pool. You be like, Marco Polo. Rover, red Roverson, red light, green light. You know what I'm saying? By the time it was over, you was so tired. You went to sleep, man.
Yeah.
You know? All right, but then, Todd, what's up with Howard University, man? What's up with the white folks encroaching and feeling as though they like, do you think that they don't care about the historical perspective of Howard? Because I couldn't imagine somebody coming to Harvard and saying, yeah, we want to let our dogs defecate on your microphone. I mean, defecate on your lawn. Mm-hmm. And y'all, if y'all don't like it, move.
I don't see that happening. That's white privilege at its best here.
How do we respond there? How do we see? I'm saying that I feel like that was a perfect case of, you know, when they say black people have no rights that white people are bound to respect.
Right.
That was the perfect case in that. How do we deal with situations like that? Right? Like, how do we deal with the fact, like, because think about this, Todd. These are our young people, again, in a safe space. You send your kid to Howard University so he can go get some blackness in him. And then when he get there, on campus, inside the walls, inside the gate, the white folks decide that they, and you know how white folks don't really clean up after they dog real good. Mm-hmm. And now they have decided that the safe space where we have put the place to educate our children has now become, it is more important for dogs. Now, do we leave that fight to young people? Who fights that battle?
Who fights that battle?
No, seriously. Think about, like, right now, who fights that battle? Does the mayor of D.C. call up all the white folks in that area and say, hands off Howard?
That there's a park close by? I guess
there's parks all around it, but they like, my dog likes to, dogs want to where you at.
I think a lot of, like you said earlier, young people start things and are the energy. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be the campus itself where they would push back, and then there becomes some kind of talk between them and the city and all that stuff. It's actually good for them. They have that dialogue.
Let me do this. But our kids aren't safe when it comes to these white folks. So this is what I feel like. I feel like I believe of the Elite 8 or the Divine 9, 7 of the Divine 9 organizations were founded. Black Greek letter organizations were founded at Howard. Yep. Right? So my suggestion is maybe all those national presidents need to have a show of strength and put something together. Maybe they need to reach out to the mayor. Perhaps some of those world famous alumni from Howard should also weigh in. Perhaps the full breadth and width of the Howard Alumni Association, right? Because I'm seeing shout out to the Howard Alumni Association and my man Vince Bass. Everybody couldn't go to U of I, so I guess, Howard will do HU. But shout out to, speaking of Howard, did you hear that Howard and Hampton are playing this year in the Chicago Football Classic?
Oh, really?
Yes, they have secured Howard versus Hampton in the Chicago Football Classic. So how about this? HU alum, if y'all can't hold y'all campus down, we'll let y'all get a little spot. We'll let y'all put a little mini version at Chicago State. Yeah, hey, HU, do y'all need the U of I to come in and help y'all save y'all campus from the dog park? Let us know if y'all need the big brothers out there. We can help y'all.
No,
I understand. Sometimes the HBCUs.
You do realize I probably had more black people at my school than you had at yours.
What?
Yeah, that's what you better say.
Yeah, but we had people in town, man. We had people in town. Look, man.
I was in New Orleans.
But I'm gonna tell you, I think that's how we knew how. You probably did. We had to do, but see, that's what taught us how to fight. See, we are skilled warriors, right? We understood that in a sea of white folks.
In the fight.
Yes, we had to fight for everything we had. Think about it, only 1,000 black people out of 36,000. We had to fight in and out. So maybe we gotta help the Howard alumni. Howard, if y'all need us, we can show y'all. Let me tell y'all, we knew that the white folks wasn't gonna let their dogs defecate on our joints. Todd, where is a safe place for our people? Think about our young people. I'm just gonna point the similarities. Think about our young people can't go downtown. You send them away to go to college, and now even at college, at one of the most revered institutions in the world for black education, there's literally white folks saying, move out the way because my dog needs to dump right here. If that ain't enough to make a Negro turn black, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Todd, it's been a good show, man.
You know what? I want to mention that I saw John Singleton had a stroke last week.
Ooh.
And he's still in the hospital, so prayers for him.
Man, pray for John Singleton. We gotta get on black health. Get on the black healthcare tip. Also, hey guys, I meant to talk about what's going on in Springfield, and I'm gonna talk about that probably tomorrow. But you all, remember I told y'all how wealth is legislated? The new bill for marijuana has come out. I was watching Kelly Cassidy yesterday on Fired Up with Flannery. Yeah, we have got to figure out what's going on. Todd, I really feel like we need to take a field trip to Springfield before this session is over. I think we need to broadcast live from Springfield with a WVON listening audience that as soon as we get through getting them hyped, we could turn them loose. I want to know where is the money going for this legalization. And did you also know that they are going to be legalizing gambling, sports betting?
Where?
And
sports betting, yes.
So, which means that, man, who's black is gonna get the cut?
Yeah, well.
We can't keep saying yeah, well. We got to go down there and ask what's up, and then we got to get some answers. Cause I'm telling you,
the older you get, the more cynical you get.
You know what? Well, the older I get, the more money I want. And so I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm not letting it go until we find out the answer to what's in it for the black people.
There you go.
All right. So for enough Flournoy in the newsroom. For the Wonder Twins, Sonia Escobar, as well as Sonia Tompkins. For my co-host, Todd Stroger, he's the former president of the Cook County Board. I am the host of the WVON Morning Show, Maze Jackson. And if you don't like it, you can still tell him. Maze said, we out of here. Peace. Hey, y'all. Y'all having a good day? Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast, share the broadcast. Share it with me, and I'll share it with you. Share it with me, and I'll share it with you. Peace out, take a moment, share the broadcast. Boom, 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 wow, wow.